So how you doing, YouTube? EJ Boxing Live here with some of the best channels on YouTube. We're going to be discussing Game of Thrones, the finale, Season 5, Episodes 10. And boy, over here, we've got Jay Dills and we've got Andrew Senior. So probably some other guys are going to jump on. But how you doing, guys?
Yeah, very good, Errol. Thank you.
How you doing, Jay Dills?
I'm ice and fire right now.
Yeah, some echoey Jay Dills. What's going on over there, man? What you been fiddling? You're ice and fire, yeah?
Yeah, man. Like Snow, man. He's dead. And then I'm fired up for Stannis getting killed, and then Arya getting blind, and then Cersei getting her revenge, getting shamed like that. I mean, it's just so much shit that we could talk about right now. I'm geeked up.
Yeah, no problem. What we're gonna do? We're gonna go right back to the very start, and we got e-boxing news that's jumped in as well, man. How you doing, e-boxing news?
I'm annoyed and I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, e-boxing. I'm going to get in a boat. I want to hunt them producers down.
I know.
10 months of torture.
That's right. I'm going to get the fuel for the boat. It's annoyed me, that.
Yeah, it did. I'm not going to lie. When I watched it first, I was very pissed. That's the truth. I was pissed. I've calmed down, though. It took me a while. Did you just watch it just now?
Yeah, I've just watched it now on TV. I'm just going to turn my TV on mute, actually.
Yeah. Because you got the throne cast coming up now, isn't it? Yeah. All right.
Goodness me.
Yeah, it's not. I tell you what, yeah. About all the seasons I've ever seen, yeah, like the way this season's ended, yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way, and I got to wait another 10 months, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another 10 months for that, yeah. But you know what? If you valid the whole season as a whole, people think it's a failure, but it's hard to live up to the other one because the other one set the benchmark so high. I mean, how could they ever live up to the one before? The seasons, Red Wedding and last season as well. So I guess they couldn't live up to it. But I think overall there was some shocking things in the season. But I'm just gonna. All I'm doing, I'm just rewinding it on my thing so I can get to the very start. We just took this.
Well, Errol, I think, Errol, one way of describing it tonight, because me and my partner, we love Game of Thrones. We watch them all, we've watched them all, and we were thinking in first 5 or 6 episodes, yeah, it's story building, but there's no real big normal events we're used to. And then tonight it really went back to classic Game of Thrones, people dropping like flies left, right and centre, and shocking end.
It was a shocking end and it pissed me off. Alright, so we're going to start. So basically, how it starts, you see Alexandra, she's looking and the ice has melted. Remember after she, Jay Dills, you're going to have to mute yourself, Jay Dills, because I'm getting some feedback, my friend, yeah? Thanks very much. Alright, so Melisandre, she sees that the snow's melting, and she goes up to Stannis to tell him, oh yeah, the Lord of Light is working, obviously after he killed his daughter last week. Bullshit. And anyway, he gives her the shoulder and her chin, which I felt was... Yeah. And then he follows him out the camp, and then he gets all the bloody bad news. Wife dead, the cell source has left him, and boy, and that's as bad as it gets. And then Stannis, I got to give credit to him. He says, "Wait, we're still going on to Westeros." So, what's your guys' take on that little scenario just there?
Well, I'll go first. I think it's a bit of you reap what you sow. Melisandre's been wrong in her predictions before. In the book, she stated that Arya Stark were going to show up at the wall, but actually it wasn't. It was an imposter. And she's got other predictions wrong as well. And I think sometimes she misreads what the Lord of Light shows her in visions, and she puts her own take on it. And I think she's made a massive blunder here. I mean, in the books, the battle for Winterfell hasn't happened yet. Winds of Winter's when that's going to be dealt with. So we don't exactly know if it'll go as it did in the books. But I found it a bit of comeuppance because Stannis has kind of sided with Devil in a way. You know, I think when you burn people alive and when you murder your own daughter, I think that's going to come back on you tenfold, and I think it did tonight.
Definitely. E-boxing news, what's your take, man?
Yeah, Stannis is like stabbed everyone in the back along the way on one form or way with help from Melisandre, and you know, like he said, I just want to bring this one. She's a bit of a false prophet, if you ask me, because like she gets it wrong a lot, doesn't she?
Yeah,
she was talking about, you know, the Blackwater, that's where it's all going to happen, and then she blamed it on her not being there. I don't think her being there would have made any difference. You know what I mean? Because they were outsmarted. And then this time, they got it really, like, tits up, didn't they?
Yeah.
Stannis couldn't, like, you know... Stannis is too proud to, you know, run away, isn't he? Or live to fight another day.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out, I predicted that Brienne of Tarth, or whatever her name is, Brienne, would kill him.
Well, hey, look, it looks like she finally fucking got something, right?
Hey guys, I don't know if you agree, but I do love the way when it were all going wrong, she quickly got out at camp on an horse before anyone noticed.
Yeah.
Left Stannis to his fate.
I was saying to the guys earlier on, e-boxing news, yeah, that she got some good pussy, bro. Because like, when she made him fucking kill his daughter and fucking, you know what I mean? And his wife knew that he was having sex with her. Like, he bloody, I reckon, she must have been giving some good puss to make him fucking do all that shit, bro. Because what man would do turn like that, you know?
Well, that's what I know. It's either that or, you know, Stannis just wants the throne more than anything in the world, doesn't he? He just wants it too much that he's going to destroy his own family just to get it. And it's like, it's not worth it.
Jay Dills, what's your take, man?
Man, you know, Stannis, if he did, he went out like a G. You know, like, I can't complain. I mean, I said it before, like, what he did with his daughter is just to demonstrate that nobody's before the army. It's just showing strength as his being upfront as a general, art of war. But the point is, you know, Melisandre got another one of her prophecies wrong, but she's going to make up for it with who we're going to talk about later, Mr. Snow. So, you know, I got optimism with Melisandre's part, but at the end of the day, you know, it was sad to see that Stannis is living a life like the Starks. It seemed so promising, and then all of a sudden, your daughter, then your wife, now you, and then your army, all for nothing. But unlike the rest, Stannis wasn't honorable as far as integrity, but he was honorable as duty. So, in a way, like you said, and everybody else said, Stannis is a solid dude, and I'm gonna say, man, he's one hell of a character. If Brienne, if it comes to show that Brienne didn't slice his head, and she just missed and say, you could leave, or she spared Stannis' life, it'll be good to keep Stannis on the show for season 6. It'll be like that, whoa, I didn't see that coming type moment.
All right, let's discuss it then. So, well, I think Stannis is dead personally. All right, I think he's dead, and you know what? Because if he survived, yeah, it'll just be a shadow of himself, isn't it? Like he's lost everything. I mean, what's he get low for? So I'm gonna say he's dead. What's your guys' take on dead? Like one at a time. What do you guys think? Is he dead, or you think he's gonna be around next season?
I think Errol. I think he could be dead, but I'm just not 100% sure. I'm 50-50 because in Game of Thrones, as we know, if you don't actually see someone die, they can crop up, and you know, in the books, it's a similar story, unless it's actually graphically described that they are dead, like the Hound story, the Gravedigger on the Isle at Faith at 7. You know, they say the Hound is actually alive after Arya left him when he were wounded in fight with soldiers at the inn. in the books. But that's just one instance that shows if you don't actually see someone die, they may crop up later. Whether Stannis will crop up as like, I don't know, whatever, but he may not be dead or he may be. I'm a bit unsure at the moment. I don't know what you guys think.
Go on. J. Dawes?
I don't think he's dead because in the books they didn't say he died. They said they don't know where he went. So Stannis is unnoticed at this point. At the end of the day, I'm just gonna say Stannis will probably be around episode 5 or 6. And we're gonna be like, oh, Stannis is back. But if he's dead, then you know, that's also an interesting story. But some tells me for shock value purposes, he's still alive.
Okay. E-boxing news?
I initially thought he was dead, and I still do think he's dead, but the way the show is, I wouldn't be surprised if he's alive, you know what I mean? He's a bit of a douche, is good old Stannis, and they've got a good way of keeping the douches alive and killing off the good guys, so,
Yeah.
you know, I could see maybe Stannis being alive, but I wouldn't like it. I don't want to see that. I hope he's dead, personally.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. So it's slow. There's too much stuff here at a minute. So that's what you guys take on it. All right, we're gonna move on to the next bit. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
The next bit we're gonna talk about is Jon Snow. Jon Snow. The little bit with Jon Snow talking to Sam Tully, and he's telling Sam Tully about you know he's what happened with the White Walkers. And Sam starts telling him about, you know, he thinks if he stays here, he's gonna die. Gilly's gonna get probably troubled again, which is probably true. And the baby and that, and he feels like his best. He can serve him best as being a Maester. Jon said he needs him, and so he said, you know, he finally decides to let him go. The thing what I was bothered about in this little thing, I was like, I know you're telling Sam, but the fuck, where's the big council to fucking sit everyone down and say, this is what's fucking happening. These fucking motherfucking White Walkers are coming.
Yeah.
Why don't listen, this is what we do, this is some serious thing, but at some point it's like maybe it's almost like on deaf ears, even if you said it, they've already decided that. You know, if someone's like, I mean, I'm like, I coach basketball, whatever, and like, if my team, the guys I'm coaching have decided they're not gonna listen to me, there's nothing you can do. You're just talking on deaf ears. So maybe you felt like even if you had that big council, they weren't going to listen to them. You're full of shit anyway, man. How can you bring the White Walkers? So a lot of people have died from them White Walkers, man. They've killed a lot of people they know. So what he's done is almost like the freaking cardinal sin. I don't think they're showing how bad it really is, how much they hate them wildlings, man. So basically, he's just talking to Sam about how he feels and stuff like that. And Sam leaves, and then fucking hell, I was thinking, what the fuck? At this point, I didn't think anything of it. But yeah, so that bit. So what do you guys think about that little bit? Andrew, you go first. Go on.
Yeah, I thought same thing, Errol. As I was watching it, I thought exactly the same. When I first saw him talking about it and doing hand movements, I thought he was telling maybe First Ranger, you know, the guy who I can't stand, and maybe some others, but it was Sam. I thought he should have highlighted it more because, like you say, they're still carrying on their petty squabble with wildlings, but the White Walkers don't care if they have a squabble. They don't care if the Night Watch hate the wildlings and the wildlings hate and kill the Night Watch. They're going to wipe both of them out. And I think it's just that human frame of mind what we're getting to, where grudges and history between like factions or clans or people or nations are often the bigger dangers ignored, to keep that going, to keep that hate churning. And I think that's going to be one of the big stories at show, because I think the White Walkers are going to get to Wall and they're just not going to be ready. I don't think there's going to be any wildlings on Wall, and I think it's going to be a bad scenario.
Definitely. J. Dawes.
Jon Snow should just had him and the leader of the wildlings just discuss to the watch, like, yo, why in the fuck you think we're here together? It ain't because of Snow and his honorable ways and shit like that. We still don't trust you motherfucking crows, but we don't want to eat no. We need to suck our pride up, or we're gonna eat crow and we all gonna die. So we're here together because we saw some zombie motherfuckers just come out of nowhere, eat our children up, and then they became dead flesh attacking us. So we had to get the fuck out of here. Even our fucking giant couldn't do shit. So we're standing together because we all we got. If you hate us, we understand because we still hate you. But it's about our family, it's about legacy, it's about tradition, it's about the wall and shit. So to keep it from that, we gotta line together. If we don't, we all will perish. But Jon Snow, he ain't cautious. He don't understand human nature. He's trying to let everything die down. But at the end of the day, we'll talk about that later. That's all I gotta say.
No problem. E-boxing news.
Yeah, it's going to be problematic. I can tell you that. I mean, there's just no urgency between any of them, really. I mean, at the end of the day, what you've got to realise, and I don't think it's been very well articulated, is in the show, the people, all the crows, basically, they went when they went above the wall, went across the wall, and they had a fight with the White Walkers, didn't they, or the zombies type things, right? You would think after you'd seen them, you would be like, right, we need to do something about this now. This is serious.
1 minute, e-boxing news. Andrew, you're gonna have to mute yourself and get into some feedback here. Thanks, yeah. Go ahead, e-boxing news.
So you'd think that they would understand the situation, the severity of the situation. This is bad shit. Next to Wildlands, they got their end. They felt that what they've got as well. They were like, oh shit, half of our army's just been decimated. All the people have gone. In fact, I don't think any of the Fens made it. So that will tell you everything. They've now felt what it's like. You'd think they'll come together and say, look, we need to put our differences aside, man this fucking wall, and make sure that everything goes well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how the show happens, is it? It's just they've got no. I don't know where the Wildlands are now, but they're nowhere near the wall. And it seems that the people who are on the wall have got other things to do, other things on their mind, which I'm sure we're going to talk about very soon.
Yeah, I mean, boy, yeah. I mean, the whole situation is confusing, man. You know what I think most of the time when you've got some sort of power, you need some sort of what do you call it, enforcer. You need an enforcer that people weren't gonna fuck with you, and I think the people around him, most of them died around him on the fucking when he went to fucking help the Wildlings. You know, he went to help the Wildlings, and really, I'll give credit to Jon Snow for doing that. But if you're gonna do that, you're gonna leave yourself open because you're just there. They've been trained to fucking fight against the Wildlings because he's been there and seen what's going on. You can understand. He has some empathy, but to explain that to the others, and remember again, he's young as well. And that Alex the Fawn, man, he should have chopped his head off a long time ago, man. You know what I mean? Because in this series, it's not a good idea to keep someone from the old regime in this thing. This seems like it's a theme. Someone from the old regime is best to just chop their heads off because they're telling you need to start a whole new fresh. And when I saw Sam leaving, I didn't think nothing of it, but I just didn't see it coming. But anyway, we're gonna move on. All right, so we're going back to Stannis and good old Stannis, mate. So Stannis comes with his army out of the forest and he's walking away to find the Boltons and stuff like that. So he's talking. Stannis is, I'm giving credit. He's a confident dude. He's talking about we're gonna set siege, we're gonna set up camp and stuff like that. And obviously we're gonna start late in a couple of hours. And then one of the soldiers come over and goes, no, it's not gonna start in a couple of hours. He goes, what do you mean? It's gonna start right now, mate. And he's bloody hell. I didn't know the Boltons were packing. You know what I'm thinking? Listen to this. This is a theory. I think some of them cell swords. I think they joined the Boltons, mate.
I thought that.
I thought that too. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, because their formation, innit? I was like, because remember their formation when they went against the Wildlings? I think it was the same sort of formation. I was like, what the fuck is the Boltons are packing some army, man? And they displayed surround the whole of his army, and you knew it was messed up. But you knew that shit was messed up right there. And I was thinking, oh bloody hell. And also, in this, I think at this point, yeah, I think in that, but we're just gonna talk about that bit. Yeah, one of you guys talk about that bit. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, the attack, the thing I noticed about Stannis' troops, guys, is his troops looked very weary, very unfed, very drawn. And in history of combat, classically, when infantry were tired or weak or don't have the right equipment, go up against mounted cavalry, what's armoured, it's generally a slaughter. I knew at that point, as soon as I saw cavalry and saw the state of Stannis' men's faces, they looked so weak, they weren't in fighting condition, and I just knew they were all going to get slaughtered.
Absolutely, man, definitely. E-boxing news.
Yeah, well summed up there by Andy or Andrew. Basically, there was definitely no spears around. The first thing you might want to use if you're facing like a heavy armored horse would be something to keep it away from you, like a spear.
How many e-boxing?
Yeah, pike. Yeah.
You're gonna have to mute. He's getting some feedback though. Sorry about that, mate.
Okay.
Alright, go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead, e-boxing.
Yeah, so you want to be in like a formation. You want to be dug in maybe as well. You know, make it hard for them. Use arrows. There was no arrows. They were just totally not ready at all. They were not ready for it. They looked, like you said, they did look weary. They didn't look ready. And it's just Stannis cannot take a step backwards, can he? He just cannot take a step back. I mean, they'd already lost half of their troops. They just left. And then Melisandre just upped and left. At that point, I'll be thinking, I'm not sure the battle's with us today, guys. Shall we go back to the wall, sit off there for a bit, and think about what we're gonna do? That's what I've done, but not Stannis.
You can't do that, innit?
He can't do it. I mean, Stannis he's got to do the whole different thing. He goes in, gets whooped.
Go ahead.
No, I'm done. He got whooped.
He did get whooped.
Pretty badly.
Go on, J Dills.
Stannis put too much trust in that redhead, and his troops got weary. He was getting weary. They were discombobulated. I mean, yeah, it seemed promising when the snow was melting, but there was no plan B, plan C going on. It was just, we're just going to do what we do and just come strong force with it. And we got the spiritual realm protecting us, according to Stannis, with Melisandre, but prophecy got doomed because Stannis was starting to look at her like, man, you made me just kill my daughter. And then he goes around, look at his wife getting hung, and then you'd be like, man, what else could go wrong for Stannis? And then his troops getting weary and weak, and he's losing half of his troops, and he's just discombobulated. And he was just like, man, we need some rest. Hell, my fucking ass needs some rest. And then what happens? One of his guys say, that's not going to happen. Look what's right in front of us. And Stannis just took a deep breath. Then he sighed, and then he was like, all right, fuck it. He pulled out the sword. Then the rest of them pull out their swords, but it wasn't a strong way of pulling it out. It just seemed like they barely could pull the swords out their handles, and that just told the story right there. Like, just when you wanted to hate on Stannis, you kind of felt kind of compassionate for him at the same time. So that's just fucking storytelling for me. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. In this sequence, though, I mentioned, I'm gonna mention there's a lot of things going on. So I'm gonna move on a bit. So Sansa, with that thing she picked up off the wall before she saw the old woman get inflamed, that corkscrew thing. So she used that to open the door and to get herself free. And blatantly she's going to get the candle and go and put it up there. So at the same time she's going up there, Brienne, you see Brienne and what's her name? The Brienne Beauty, whatever. That's funny name. She's there staring, waiting bloody to see the candle, and her servant, whatever his name is, he comes running up to her, telling her Stannis is freaking making his way through the thing, and she's looking, she's thinking, I've made my oath. You know what I mean? I've made my oath to Renly, but also I made an oath to, obviously to Sansa's mother as well. And she's in two minds, and she's waiting there for ages. She's like, nothing's gonna happen here. The moment she turns her back, guess what happens? And the light goes in the thing, and I swear down, I was like, oh bloody hell, man! Oh bloody hell! And that's it. She's on her way down there, and it's a shame at that point because you're thinking, what would Brienne would have did anyway? I don't know what she would have did. You should go there. Where's she gonna go? She would have just died anyway. I think going the bloody fight, going to find Stannis is probably our best option because boy, he weren't gonna go. But yeah. So that on that little situation, we'll just talk about that for a minute. Go ahead, why don't you guys talk about that for a bit? Go ahead.
Yeah, me personally, it was one of my favourite parts of the season where Reek finally snapped and killed that psychotic Ramsay side piece. You know, it really made me happy when he grabbed her hand when they were stood on edge at battlements and he held her hand right, you know, brotherly almost, as if to say, I'll support you on way down, I'm with you. I found that really touching. It did happen kind of earlier than in the books. They do escape in the books, but they run into Stannis. Obviously, they escape due to the pandemonium of the battle outside. But I am interested to see how Reek develops from this point, whether Sansa can fully bring him round. But yeah, it made me very happy. A, to see the Psycho side piece get it, and B, that Sansa may finally have a chance to get out of there. Hopefully meet up with Brienne and Pod. And I think what this taught me is the lady in red, and I don't know what you guys think, she said that she saw the Bolton banners burning at Winterfell. And I'm starting to think that what's going to happen is Sansa's going to get away and she's going to be found to be alive, and Alt North are going to start rallying, Alt Bannermen are going to flock behind her. And I think it's going to be Sansa who goes back and retakes Winterfell at home.
I hope so, mate. I just think Ramsay's gonna catch her. That's what I was thinking, mate. I was thinking, where's she going?
His dogs. He'll set his dogs after her, won't he?
Yeah, Reek's bloody setting her up, man. I was just like, and furthermore, when they jumped off the bloody thing, I think they're dead. Honestly, I know. I think how they look. What Snows was water. I think when he jumped off, I think that was it. I think they probably just ended them, so they could just end them two characters right there and then. I don't know, man, but I'm not too sure, man. I honestly just thought that they've killed them too often.
I think, Errol, if I may, I think what it is reason why they jumped off wall is because Sansa's trapped and Reek is as well. And I think in that kind of scenario, there's no easy way out. Sometimes you've got to risk your life to make an escape. And I think that's what that signified. I think it were the ultimate act to try and get the hell out of Winterfell and away from Ramsay as far as possible. So I think what it was trying to highlight is they were willing to risk that to try and get away from the scenario they were in.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. But I think they'd rather freaking kill themselves than fucking go back to Ramsay.
I'm not happy we don't know if they've survived. I'm after them producers. I'm after a boat.
This is why I said it was. This is why when E-Box News came over and said I'm bloody pissed. This is why I'm trying to say. They've killed them too off. Because I was thinking, you look down, I didn't see no cushion or nothing. I said, fuck it, they're dead, isn't it? Like, what the fuck? We'd rather kill it. And the thing is, if they don't die, that means they're right. Let's be truthful now. They're gonna break some limbs. So that means you'll be crawling through the snow. You think Ramsay's gonna come out and go, what are you two doing down there then? Where do you think you're going?
Yeah, hitting snow at that height, it would be like hitting stone. It has substance when you hit it at speed.
Exactly. All thinking, I think they killed himself. What? Anyway, E-Boxing News, go ahead.
I want to look at this from a different angle, and I want to look at Brienne for a minute. I think Brienne is one of the biggest failures in the show. Right. First of all, she was supposed to be looking after, what was his name? Renly, that's the one. And what happened? He got killed.
Yeah.
She failed. Right. Then she's going after Stannis. She did nothing. And then she went and helped the Stark lady, who then went on and died. Yeah. So she failed there. She then promised her, before she died, that she was going to go and save her two kids. And as of right now, she failed again. And it was just, I was just watching, I was going, don't go away from the thing. She's going to be there in a minute. Don't go away. And what does she do? Go away. And I thought, standard Brienne. Failing again.
Yeah, she just turned away as Candle came on just after she'd walked off, and I was like, no.
And I know that's what I was thinking. So that's what I'm looking at from her. Other than that, I'm looking at I can't remember his name. The one who's lost his balls.
Oh, so you're talking about Reek, yeah?
Yeah, Reek. Right. Theon. I was so happy when he actually did snap. It was a good moment. It's been a long time coming at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I were really happy. Yeah.
Yeah, he puts that mad bitch over the fucking thing about they're fucking the Boltons are fuck. You know what? I don't know which one's worse, the Boltons or the Lannisters. They're fucking psychotic, the two of them. They're bannermen, they're people from their set of woods. You wouldn't want to fucking be in the Dark Knight with any of them, be flayed or just be abused. But
Yeah.
they're nuts, man. They're freaking crazy nuts. But anyway, E, you finished? Okay, I guess E's finished on that. Go ahead, J Dills. J Dills.
Alright, I'm here, I'm sorry. Well, what I get from it is like Reek finally just snap out of it, realize where he originally came from. You know, I mean, yeah, it's a great joy, but eventually he was adopted by the Starks and their family. But he realized who we finally see he still has a soul. He still has some spine to him. He still has some balls, even though they're cut off, even his dick. But the point is, he he did something that signified that he still gives a fuck about, Sansa. But also, I mean, it's bad enough to see somebody that you give a damn about getting raped by somebody that took your manhood away from you. But to let a little side hoe, old girl, whatever her name is, about to injure somebody that you grew up with, I just think he finally lost. And he was like, it's bad enough I had to see that motherfucker rape her, but I ain't gonna allow you to do nothing to her. So he pushed her out the way. They made saying we both need to get the fuck out of here before we get abused and be having stocks of the realm. So they just say, fuck it, we died. But we died fighting, we died trying. So at the end of the day, it's good to see that Reek is becoming Theon once again. And, finally got some balls. And maybe he could have Oberyn artificially make him some balls since he made, Jaime a wooden hand and, the mountain, all that armor and stuff. So, maybe Theon could hook up with him. But overall, that is some sick shit, man. There's some shit going on in the House of Bolton. That's hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I tell you what, that Ramsay's gonna be quite pissed because both of these women he had sex with, they've both gone in it. The Sansa's gone, the one he likes to abuse, and the one he likes to freaking hit every now and again. The one from the stable, she's dead as well. Ramsay's gonna be pretty pissed. he ain't got nothing to keep his bed warm tonight, mate. You know what I mean? But you know what J. Deal said there exactly. They got courage in. They'd rather risk. It's honourable to even they're gonna die trying to get away than sit there and just be abused. And I think you're right. And especially with Reek turning himself back into Theon, finding these balls in so to speak to help Sansa. I think you kind of redeem him in some fashion because a lot of people are wishing that he died a long time ago. I just thought it was misguided a long time ago. But finding him doing that, I hope they might have, But likely to me, I just think Ramsay's gonna hunt them down because. Look at these soldiers, yeah? Where do you think you're going? How far do you think you're going? You're not on no horse. You just jump, you break, your legs are probably broken. I don't... I mean, but if I see next season they're miles away, I was like, oh, come on, what's going on here? Come on, be realistic, innit? You know what I mean? But if they bump... even if they bump into Brienne of Tarth, what's going to happen then? How could she help them? Her and the Oathbreaker? I don't know, man, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see where that goes. All right, we're going to move on, yeah, to that nutter, the child paedophile, whatever his name is, isn't it?
Oh, I was so glad when he got it.
Yeah. He come into that little bit, and he's got 3 young girls there, and he's abusing them, beating them with sticks and stuff. And one of them just takes a stick, and she doesn't complain. Gives her a nice gut punch in the stomach. I should say a left hook or right hook to the stomach. She's sitting there, bending on her knees, and he's there looking at her, and I'm thinking, what's going on there? At this point. I thought, obviously I'm not too sure who it was, but they sort of the mask and just jumped up with a knife and dagged him in his eye. Woo! It's not Sansa. What's her name again? Arya. What's her name again? Arya, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she stabs him and starts stabbing him in that, and she gives it to him good. But the thing is, yeah, I was thinking when she was doing that stuff, yeah, he deserves it. I'm not gonna lie. I think everything she stabbed, a lot of people might think is a bit too gory. I think he deserved every bloody thing of it. Because what we don't understand is that how many other young girls he's been abusing? He's probably abusing girls for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He deserves everything. What she did, she stabbed him in his eyes and cut his neck and that. And I think he deserves every bloody stabbing he got. And to be honest with you, it was good. But what pissed me off, I'm gonna move on real quick, is when she get back to the bloody house of many faces, whatever. That the bloody guy fucking makes her blind. I'm like, fuck off, come on, you was supposed to kill him. So, but the thing is, yeah, it's her trying to be an assassin and to learn about the House of Many Faces and trying to be Ariana Stark. It's conflict in her, but the bloody hell, mate, to make her blind is a bit hard. But apparently, it might be some training. But I've talked too much. What do you guys take on that little bit?
Well, the Arya going blind again is one of key parts in books about a time in Bravos at House of Black and White. It's all part of her initiation ceremony. In the book, she kills a person. It's not Sir Meryn Trent, unfortunately. But I am really glad he got it, and I love the way he was murdered. More brutal, the better. Like you said, Errol, I think the amount of girls who are now women and girls at the moment in King's Landing who that man must have abused, it's sickening. And when I first saw him hit her and she didn't respond, I love the way the other two girls looked around shocked, like, why aren't you screamed? Just where they both turned their heads and looked at her like glaring, like, oh, what? And then he hit her again, didn't he? And then he hit her from front, and you heard his stick snap. Yeah. And then he gut punched her. But yeah, that one of my favourite scenes of the series. I'm glad she finally caught up with Sir Meryn Trent, and I'm glad he finally got what he deserved because he was disgusting. I couldn't believe it. Them poor girls, they looked almost broken, like Reek, the other two little ones. It were horrible to watch.
Yeah, no one likes that shit, man. No one likes that shit. It's horrible, man. Deserved it. J Dills, go ahead.
Okay, August.
I saw. I have to mute this to get some feedback, mate. Thanks, mate. Go ahead, J Dills.
All I gotta say is I saw it coming, but at the same time, I predicted this because Arya was going to kill that dude. That was going to be her demise of her going blind. Even though in the books it says she was drinking some milk that got her blind, but really from the oysters or something. But in the show they make it seem like that sorcery magic. But anyways, the point is, the sick bastard had to die some kind of way. I mean, bad things don't happen forever, nor good things happen forever. So. A bad thing turning good happened, and at least them girls didn't have to constantly get abused thanks to Arya or Jane Poole or whatever you want to call her. The point is, she's starting to become an assassin, but the reason why she paid the consequences because she undermined order instead of, they told her you are not that girl no more. You are nobody. But she got her ego and became Arya again, and her demons just allow her to say, hey, this big fuck had to go. He went, and then she's like, you're no one. Even though he couldn't claim what he was, and then she just sliced his throat. And I was just like, damn, she's going to be a hell of a killer when she gets her shit right. And then it's like, hey, when she puts that face back up, woo, man, will she have to pay the consequences? And we'll talk about that segment. I got more to say by then.
Okay. Got your boxing news?
Yeah, I thought that it was a good scene. First of all, Arya is one very efficient killer for her age, isn't she? At her size as well. I thought that was quite good. The scene, I wasn't really I knew it was going to be her. I had a feeling because I was thinking she just won't be able to stay away. She's going to have to go back for revenge. She's that kind of person where if she's got something in her head, she seems to go straight after it, and she won't, even if it's against what she should be doing, she'll just do it anyway. So other than that, I wasn't bothered about the gore and the scene. the guy deserved it. He got everything he deserved, and I was happy about it. The only thing is, with the blindness, I was just like, ugh. I'm going to reserve judgment on that, and I'm just going to see how it plays out, how it affects things. Sometimes this may sound weird, but that might actually make it a more efficient killer.
Heightening his senses.
Yeah.
Bloody computer's just pulling up, man. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. I'm sorry. You finished what you're saying, e-box news, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. My computer, I'm trying to 78's trying to come in. J Dills, see the link here. If you do me a favor, send the link to 78. You can, yeah. Not on YouTube. Send it through Skype, yeah. Make sure you're muted though, because I don't want to get those people. All right. So moving on, yeah. We're getting to Dawn, and when we're in Dawn now, so basically the Sand Snakes are there, and they're seeing out Jaime Lannister and Bronn, and what's the woman's name? Andrew, the woman's name, the mother of the Sand Snakes. What's her name?
Oh, Nymeria. Not Nymeria. Oh God, her name's left me.
Okay, but you know, yeah, go on. But who she kisses? Who she kisses? She kisses Sansa's daughter. What's Sansa's daughter's name?
Marcella.
Okay, yeah. So she kisses Marcella on the lips, and I said, you know what's going on there. You know what's going on there. She kissed her on the lips, and she's holding her face like, yeah, to make sure it had effect. You know what? I was looking at, I was thinking, why though? Why are you doing that? Like, you've just bent your knee down in the last episode, and now you're still on it. You're still trying to exact your revenge. I mean, the Viper. It's funny because the Viper came to defense of his sister, and he died, and now obviously he's pissed off, and now she's trying to revenge her revenge. But it's just gonna cause trouble between the Lannisters and the thing. I mean, the young girl didn't do nothing, but then you could say that the Viper's sister, the one who got killed by the Mountain, what did she do as well? So it's like,
yeah, and not only that, Errol, but in the stories of when the Mountain raped and murdered Elia, the Mountain also picked up her children and smashed their heads into a wall, smashing the skulls open.
That's right. Right. That's what it comes down to. And it's like, all right, you're not gonna get away with it. Like they're not having it. They're not having it. Lannisters, you're not getting away scot free, even though she's a beautiful daughter. You're not gonna be happy, go away and have happy heart. They're not having it. So yeah, so they poisoned her. But you know what? One thing, what happened, what I saw, is that one of the Sand Snakes, you remember one of the Sand Snakes, he goes, yeah, I'm going to marry a good girl. He goes, yeah, but you want to go with bad pussy. I was thinking that girl might have gave her the antidote. She might have dropped it into Bronn's pocket. I don't know if anyone might have picked up on that. Just me speculating. Not everyone listening, is just me. Maybe I want that to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if she put the antidote in Bronn's pocket to
revive her.
Yeah, to revive her, because
the antidote, yeah.
They're bleeding, and they were like, she's probably dead. But I don't know. What do you guys take on that scenario?
I found that scene really heart-wrenching because Marcella's grown up not knowing truth about a true mother and father, i.e. Cersei and Jaime, and it was just that acceptance when she said, "Oh, I know about you, and I'm happy you're my father." And just look on Jaime's face; he was so overcome with emotion and like pride and joy that his daughter had accepted him. And then just in that second for her to start bleeding from her nose and start dying, I found it traumatic. I thought, Jaime's finally, for the first time in a number of years, had a moment of real joy with his real daughter saying, "I'm happy you're my father, and I know all about it, and it's okay." And then she dies. But the Sans, Oberyn's wife, she made fealty to Prince Doran, and Prince Trystane, who was on that boat, Oberyn and Doran's younger brother, he's likely to be incensed because he really loved Marcella, and I think that he's going to get word back to Doran, and I think he's going to execute that woman.
Do you reckon? You think they're all in cahoots?
No, I don't think so, because I think Trystane really loved her, and Prince Doran, he seemed really powerful on "we don't murder children like the Lannisters, we don't prey on innocent children." He seemed really strong on that, and no, I don't think Prince Doran had anything to do with it.
Yeah, you know what? Making her die like Joffrey is a bit hard, isn't it? she died like Joffrey, innit? It's hard, isn't it? The same kind of poison, isn't it? Out, blood out the eyes. Quite evil, man. Alright. Okay. Yeah, it's quite bad. Alright. Andrew, you don't mind put yourself on mute there. Let me go straight into 78. 78 Sports TV, how you doing, bro?
What's up with you, brother? How y'all doing?
Yeah, we're alright, man. We just
Hey, 78.
Yeah,
man. What's up, Andrew?
we just had to have a discussion. We're up to the Sand Snake, but you can cover anything before that. You was fine. Go ahead, 78.
Just what did you guys already cover? Like, just give me a question because I don't want to say anything that you haven't covered yet.
No, we're up to the Sand. We're up to the Sand Snakes, where you know that woman she poisoned the Lannisters.
Oh yeah. Well,
before that,
no, I'm saying that was foul, man. I'm echoing somebody's ear.
Andrews, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was real foul, man. You know, I knew she was. I told you, man. Last week I told you the king should have killed that woman, man, because she was too defiant, man, and she was looking for a reason. Well, you know, she was hell bent on killing the Lannister girl and waging war and shit. I should have just killed her.
Stay mute because it's gonna get a lot of feedback. Thanks, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, he should have just killed her, man. When she first started talking that shit to him, saying no wonder why you can't walk, you don't have a spine, he should have had her murdered right then and there. You know, took away her power because I knew she was up to something. But
yeah, totally, yeah.
Yeah, you did say that last week.
Did you guys already cover what's his guy name? Oh my God, I'm horrible with these names, man.
Is it Stannis?
No, the guy with Sansa.
Reek. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could talk. Go ahead, talk about that bit. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh man, I'm glad he fucking grew his balls back, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, come on, man. If Sansa start, man, come on, man. What the fuck? He grew some balls. I was happy, but I can't wait the next season to see what the hell happened because I know they're not dead. They can't be dead. Something had to be underneath that wall or something, man. Because if they died, this is just the stupidest show ever, man. I mean, and I don't even want to talk about my fucking favorite character. I'll talk about that later, I guess, when y'all get to it.
You want to talk about Stannis real quick?
Stannis, oh man, Stannis, he got what he deserved, this piece of shit. You know what? I told everybody, I said, this dude fuck around and kill his daughter for nothing. Stupid, listening to this magic bitch who's a liar, okay? And she's telling him all this nonsense, trying to, you know, get in his head and control. And what did she do? She fled. As soon as he came out there and the soldiers were gone, half his soldiers, she fled and she ran to the wall for. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll see if she got some more tricks up her sleeve, but that was just pathetic, man. The man wife hung herself, and then he goes out on his shield, and well, he had to at that point. Once his whole family did, he had to try to win the war. You know, I mean, he couldn't. There was no turning back at that point, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said he had the wrong counsel around him. The thing was, the Davos was telling him for a long time ago, stop listening to that bloody witch. You know what I mean? Just do things properly. But hey, man, he Renly as well. Renly, you know, him and Renly would have been a nice little thing. I don't think he'd have went that way, but ambition, that's what it gets you in Game of Thrones, trying to be the top.
Oh, Errol, I was so hoping when Melisandre showed up at Wall that Davos were going to run a sword through Melisandre. I was so hoping.
But you know what? Yeah, she's smart not to answer the questions, though, isn't it? And there's no one to back. There's no one to say anything. There's no one like when he asked her what happened to the young princess, she just looked doomed, didn't it? But she didn't say anything. I mean,
I love the way she never even said, "Oh, by the way, I burned her."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I picked up on that e-boxing news as well. She hid that, didn't she? Because Davos would have probably killed her on the spot.
Yeah,
he loved that girl, didn't
not
he?
exactly telling the truth. She was like, the way she was going, like, she was like, "Oh, they're dead." And it's all my fault.
I tell you what, with Jon Snow dead, yeah, and Davos is there, if Jon Snow doesn't come alive, they're going to run a train through that Melisandre over in the wall, because they see that hot pink pussy walking around, they're going to go in there, mate. Tell you that right now, mate. She ain't going to get away, mate. Because that's why Sam Tully took away Gimli. They're starving over there, man. They see that Melisandre walking around, she's going to get trampled. She thinks she's safe over there. They got
She might like it, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, Errol. You know, those guys up there are starved of female attention, and you know, like a lot of males have that weakness. If she gets someone in a room and gives them a good riding on top of a table or something, that guy's going to be under her spell in 5 minutes flat. You know.
Oh, hey, listen, she that piece of pussy. When you get a piece of that pussy, man, you're gonna die, bro. That is some poison ivy right there. She made Stannis kill off his daughter and bloody made his wife made his. Oh, you're probably right though. You're probably right.
I must say, I'd like to get in, guys, that Stannis' fall was so strong and tragic. It you know, from last week, I was going to watch last week's episode again, and because of burning of his child and screaming and crying, I just couldn't do it. I'm glad he got what he deserved, but what a fall from grace! Everything just collapsed, and I did like the way that everything just went wrong all at once, and it all brutally ended. I think it was a very good way for him to get his just desserts after hearing screams of his daughter, because I can still hear that in my mind now. That was sick. Melisandre needs to die next.
Well, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard, like, because there's no one to bloody tell the story about what Melisandre's been up to. that was we couldn't even imagine that what went on in that camp. So because he got sent away, but we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Boxing news. What's your take, man?
Have I said my take on that?
I think. Oh yeah, actually, you probably have. J Dills as well. I think J Dills done his. Have we done our take? Okay, let me move on to the bit where we've gone back to Marine. So we're back at Marine. Tyrion's there, and Boromir Jar, whatever his name. What's his name again? You know that talking about.
Jorah Mormont.
Yeah. That name is tricky, you know, to say. And also the sellsword as well. What's his name again?
Daario Naharis.
There you go. Daario Naharis is there, and also what's the new guy? The guy from the Unsullied. He comes back, and
Grey Worm.
Grey Worm. So they're all there, and basically, obviously, Daenerys is not there discussing what they're going to do. Eventually, they decide Tyrion stays there, and Boromir Jar and Daenerys, they decide to leave and go and find Daenerys, while the other's going to stay and rule. And then Varys comes back. So we're going to you guys talk about that.
Me personally, I was suited when Varys showed up over his shoulder, because if you think about in season 2 when Tyrion was named Hand at King by Tywin, he showed a very good flair for playing politics. He had Grandmaster Pycelle thrown in black cells. He had Littlefinger play one of his games. He had Marcella shipped off to Dorne. And I think that Tyrion, it's very different to books, because at the moment in books there's an army from Yunkai and Astapor closing in on Marine. But I think Tyrion's going to do a fantastic job there, me. I think him and Varys are going to start playing politics game, what Tyrion and Varys are very used to. And I think they're really going to, turn it around on Arpis, start to turn it around politically on Arpis.
Yeah, someone else talk on that. I'm quite busy, mate. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was like, the way I look at it with Tyrion, he's going to do really well in that place, because he himself is like, how can I explain it? He knows all the shit that goes on in that kind of society.
Yeah,
and he's going to go there, and he's going to play them all off each other, and he's going to find a way to do it. The only thing that I would say is I'm unhappy that they've still not looked at the high class people who were there before Khaleesi turned up, and they've not went and just slaughtered them all, because they've obviously got some kind of link with the people who are killing everyone in the city. That's what I would have done. I would have killed them all and just thought, fuck it, I start again. Kill all these guys, just leave the slaves to like sort themselves
if I
out.
may, boxing news, if I may add to that point, I think that's an excellent point you made there, because over at season, while children at Arpy, sons at Arpy have been starting their attacks, I thought the Unsullied should have done a mass raid house to house and just basically hunted, torn houses up, found the gold mass and just killed anybody who has them.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like how they do in warfare all over the world, I think, as well, isn't it? I mean, in Iraq, that's what they did. Went into Crete, I think it was to Crete. They let the insurgents take over, and then they went in and went door to door and killed anyone they thought needed to get killed. And even though people will say, "Oh, well, it was wrong," yeah, but it fucking worked. Well,
it did, yeah.
Sort of, I guess, but. I mean, it would work in the show, definitely. But she doesn't want to be a bad guy, I think. I mean, what does everyone else think about that?
Yeah, I agree, but I think she needs her other two dragons out of the pit. I think she needs her other two dragons out for protection as well. Drogon got hurt last week. He's like tired and saying, "Get off me, mum," licking his wounds at the moment. But I think she needs the three dragons together to defend herself properly and defend a queenship in Marine. Because if last week the three dragons would have been there, they'd have flamed all them harpies in that fighting pit. None of them would have got out alive if all three. And I think she needs to release the other dragons as well.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that as well. I don't know what them harpies are made of, mate. So you see some dragon fire coming. Most people would run for their lives, mate. They were still their conviction was strong, mate. They was them guys were busy. Sevi, what's your take on the whole Marine thing with Tyrion and Boromir and that bit? Grey Worm and that. Sevi, I guess he's Alright, J Dills, what's your take, man?
My take is pretty much, man, how do I put it? Tyrion, he feels like he's back to where he left, but it's a different environment. He could start over. He could prove his worth, but at the same time, he's even more confident because his buddies next to him, Varys, who's just as cunning and maneuvering as he is, but don't have as much knowledge, but his interest is in the Targaryen Empire. So my thing is, them two big brains as one will create the structure, the tactics, and the strategy that Daenerys been looking for, but they'll be more politically savvy. Their human nature will have more common sense. Their ploys will be more effective, and they're going to get to the bottom of the harpies, knowing who is the head of the big head monster of their army, and what spies they got. So, it's good to have those type of people in your council, because if you don't, you're just going to be like a Jon Snow coming in head forward, not being cunning enough to get shit done, and then will be to your demise. So I love it that Tyrion's doing what he's doing, but Dario's, I hope he don't keep on touching Jorah and eventually getting that grayscale skin that he got, and he dies that way. But it should be an interesting journey with them two, because I think they both love Daenerys. Imagine how many times they're gonna do it out against one another before they finally get their minds right and just try to find Daenerys, because they both love that woman. So that's going to be some good acting for season 6, and that's all I gotta say for the segment.
Sevi, go ahead, Sevi.
Oh yeah, man. What was the question, bro? I'm sorry, I was on mute for the question.
It's about the when you had the Tyrion and the little guys Marine. They were Marine discussing, because Daenerys, she wasn't there, so they're discussing what they're gonna do. Varys came later on, so two of them went off to go and find Daenerys, and Tyrion and Varys came a bit later, so they're gonna stay in Marine with Grey Worm. We're discussing that a little bit there.
Oh, well, I don't know what's going on with that, but the Mother of Dragons, when at the end when she got surrounded by those, wasn't that her old people?
Yeah, that was them. Yeah, the Dothraki.
Yeah, the Dothraki people, whatever we call them. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. And then the fucking dragon all injured and shit, man. I feel you on that, Earl. Like, fucking dragon all lazy and hurt and shit. Like, what the fuck? And man, yeah, that was fucked up, man. So I don't know. It's a lot of cliffhangers, man, to see what's gonna happen next season, though. But
yeah, that's a good point. I know we skipped to that bit. We could talk on that. Yeah, so the dragon's laying there all tired and stuff, and he looked like he'd been eating. Looks like he'd been eating well. I don't know if Daenerys. He looked like he cooked something. Cooked up a good little barbecue there.
Yeah.
Good little munch. And Daenerys didn't get none of it. He didn't share none of it, boy. And she was all dirty and ragged and stuff. I don't know, maybe she think it wasn't a good idea to get on the dragon and fly away. I mean, but the dragon was getting hurt, and I think she tried to save him. and that was a good thing. But I thought she was gonna fly away and open up the other dragons, let them come out and kill them. But you know what? I'm gonna put a curveball out here. Do you think that Daenerys, guys, is the leader of the Harpies, and what he's trying to do is bring that Boromir, that thing, lead him away? Because he did say when he was in the bed, you need to kill off all the leaders. He said you could, and also remember in the series, he found one of the Harpies, and how do you know where the Harpies were? You know what I'm saying? He might be the leader of the Harpies. I'm just throwing a curveball out here. I don't know what you guys think about it.
Can I jump in there, Errol? Sorry, 78. Do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
No, I was thinking that because the TV show is going a lot different to books, and I think for shock value, I think the leaders of the Sons of the Harpy is going to be someone we see regular on the show. I don't think it's going to be some mysterious person we've never seen or know about. I think for shock value, there could end up being Daario Naharis or someone else within close to Daenerys. Who betrays her, because in the books it says Daenerys gets betrayed a number of times, and she hasn't been betrayed all those times. She has more betrayals to come, and maybe the Sons of the Harpy are actually led by someone we do know very well.
It looks to me, because I was thinking to myself, if you really think about how the heck did he know where to find them? Furthermore, he's a sellsword, so he's saying you should kill off all the leaders. So at some point he keeps telling them you need to get all the leaders in there and chop them all off. And in that little situation, how come they went after? See, one of the Harpies, they went straight after one of the leaders. That's why remember everyone was thinking that guy who died, what's his name, the one who was going to marry her? That we was thinking, oh, how come he got killed? We all thought it was him. It was his bait. But basically, he was one of the leading families, obviously, and he was saying that's why I reckon it was all set up. But what he didn't expect is the dragon to come. The dragon to come. But I don't know. I'm not just putting it out there. E-Boxing News, what's your take, bro?
That's an interesting curveball. I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because how the frick do you know where to find? You know what I mean? Like everyone knows what's going on. How the heck he's there? Yeah, you need to know where to find them. How the heck you find him? What are you talking? That's a new city to you, isn't it? Like but you know how to find them. And he's so, and Darius Navarez, he's a cheeky guy. That if you think about it, he looks like a bloody. If you think about it, he could be a Harpy, man, easily, the leader of the Harpies, easily. But
here's another curveball for you. What if it's the other girl?
Which other girl? Oh, her.
Yeah, the girl who's with Grey Worm. Because she can speak Valyrian. She was a slave, but she's also mixed with all the high class.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That's a very interesting point. That's a very good point.
I think that would hurt even more. I think that would hurt even more. That's painful, right? Yeah. That's a good one. That one.
And when the other guy did say, we should fall back into a certain district and then go out, cleanse the area. At the end of the day, that's what they did back then. Well, it's not back then, but in real life they do that, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like maybe you'd look at that and say, well, he may have ulterior motives, but it's a tried and tested way of sorting out fucked up shit.
Well, look at Genghis Khan. What Genghis Khan used to do when he conquered an area, the first thing Genghis Khan used to do is sow out crops with salt to destroy crops, and then he used to kill 2/3 of population, women, men, and children, to lower population to the level that it had taken a generation before they could get to numbers where they could challenge him. And using that process, Genghis Khan conquered and subjugated, of course, about 1/5 of the world.
Wow, man, it's true, man. Well, I don't know, man. I'm not too sure. J Dills, what's your take, man? J Dills.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm pretty much. I don't think it's Darius. I don't think it's Varys. I think it's somebody else. I don't even think it's Grey Worm's lover. I think it's just gonna be a new character that somebody's gonna bring in, but they have close relations with somebody on the inside. And as far as Daenerys and the dragons, Drago or whatever his name is, he stop being like a spoiled brat and just man the fuck up, find his own fucking food, and when your master says ride, you better fucking ride. But as far as the theories that you guys just proposed, that seems good in theory, but something just tells me they're not gonna go that route because it's just too many freaking characters to follow to just finally get to that Sherlock Holmes moment. So I'm just gonna say it's gonna be a new introduced character that's close to somebody from the inside, and that's gonna be that.
Okay. You know what? Going back to the Dothraki bit, yeah, when she dropped her ring, I thought she dropped her ring because she knows how the Dothraki think, and I think she was dropping her ring to say, "Well, boy, if they see you married, they go take you seriously." And I think she might align herself with one of the, because obviously the guy from Marine now, he's died now, one of the leading families. She might align herself with the Dothraki and come back. So I think Daenerys is always going to be kind of okay, but that Jorma guy, I think if you're looking at Darius now, I think that Jorma guy ruined what was supposed to go on, man. That's why I reckon he's trying to take him out to the desert and finish. I don't know, man, but I'm guessing. I'm just throwing a curveball. I'm guessing, but I was wondering, what you guys think about speculating why she dropped her ring? How are they gonna find her? What's your go take? Andrew, go ahead.
I think it's similar. It could be a similar scenario, like Lord of the Rings, when the Uruk-hai take Merry and Pippin prisoner, and they're carrying them through that gorge, and he bites off the brooch and drops it on the floor so that Aragorn can trace and find that, so they know they're on the right path. I think it could be that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys already cover Cersei?
No, that's right. We're gonna go with Cersei right now. So Cersei, yeah, we're talking about Cersei. This is what are you talking about? So Cersei's in her cell. Hey, someone's got a mute there. I think it's okay. But yeah, so Cersei's in her cell, and that woman, that bloody evil nurse woman, whatever, keeps coming and asks her, yeah, you ready to bloody? Are you gonna bloody admit? She finally concedes. She meets the the High Sparrow, and she starts confessing. Cersei makes me laugh, man. She's smart though. Even though she's doomed up, she only confesses what she thinks they know, which is she slept with her cousin. But that's all you're getting. And he goes, but the thing is, if they're terrible, he goes, yeah, they're saying, we know you've done other stuff. You need to confess to other stuff. We know. So it's like they're forcing them to confess to stuff, whether they know or not. They shouldn't be forcing anyone. That's really getting on my nerves, and they actually pissed me off. And you know what? You see this picture here, what you're seeing right now? I'm hoping that motherfucker goes in and wipes them out. I don't like that religious faction. I don't like that. I think they're quite evil. I think they remind me of the Spanish Inquisition. You're innocent, but you might be innocent, and they'll be like, man, because you're in there, you must have done something. Or what do you call it? The Gestapo, in the Nazi Gestapo. They just made up their mind that you've done something, and that's it. But she uses it, right? She uses it to... Andrew, you have to mute us, mate. Thanks, mate. Right? She uses the whole situation because she understands that they only know what she knows, and she confesses. And she be, can I go and see my son? Because she knows the moment she gets out there, they're gonna get effed up. The moment she gets out there, back to King's Landing, back into the bloody palace, they're gonna get so messed up. Like, don't understand that she was the one who gave them power. Like, the moment she gets in there, she's gonna F them up. So she's thinking, all right, I can bear this. So he's like, all right, can I see my son? No, you're going to have to bloody. So they start chopping off her hair, right? And you see what's getting on my nerves. I don't know if you guys picked on it. The way them women were rubbing her and cleaning her, they were being horrible, man. When they were rubbing her body, they were really wrenching her body. It was horrible, man. The way they cut her hair was brutal, roughed her up. They completely roughed her up, man. And then you see the High Sparrow saying, yeah, she's confessed her crimes, and now she's walking. That's right, she's walking. I said, that was violent. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Cersei is an evil character. She's done some horrible things, but at that point, I felt sorry for her, and I had compassion for her. And I was like, I can't wait till Cersei gets back and just annihilates them all. That's my take. Sevier, you're on, actually, Mark, you're off. You talk about it. Go ahead. You can jump on it first. Go ahead. E-boxing.
Okay, no problem. The first thing that I noticed when after they cut off her hair and stuff, and she become naked, and they were standing there, and they'd go, and you can go to the Red Keep, I think it's called. I was just looking at it in the distance, and I was going, shit, that is a long, long way away.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's gonna take some time to get there, and there's a lot of people down there, and it was really violent, wasn't it? The way she had to walk through all those people, all of them screaming, throwing stuff at her, spitting in her face, and stuff like that. And I was thinking she's been a bitch and she's a horrible person and stuff, but I felt sorry for her too. And I was just thinking, the other thing that it brought up to me was it just shows how powerless all the people are who are in charge of that city with Tommen. I mean, no guards, no nothing. Everyone. You would think that the Queen would not, or the Queen Mother would not be having to do that shit. Someone would go there and fuck shit up, wouldn't they? But apparently not, and she had to do the whole thing. She walked the whole thing. She, the skin off her feet was like causing her to bleed. She was bleeding just walking and stuff, and she had I think she had shit on her as well.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was quite bad. And once she got in the door, I was just thinking, the first thing I would have said was right, go kill all of them. Do you know what I mean?
Call in the army.
Honestly, no, that is one city that does need some cleansing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you heard that there's a bit of like human cleansing going on in there, I would be like, I'll turn a blind eye to that one. I'm not bothered. You know what I mean? They all deserve to die, don't they?
Yeah. The one who got right in her ear, fucking disgusting. Got straight in her ear, and then go ahead, Sabine.
Man, yeah, I was disgusted, man. When I knew she had to do the walk of shame or whatever, but they cut her hair off, and then she's walking, and they spitting on her. And I'm thinking, like, these people must not know that this woman is gonna kill all of you. Like, they spitting on her and they throwing stuff, and you gotta go on mute, Andrew.
Andrew, you have to mute. Go ahead, Sabine.
Yeah, they're doing all this shit to her, and they're like, oh, the royal tits and all this shit.
Yeah.
And then when she finally got there, man, and that big ass. First, I thought it was the Hound under that mask, but I don't know, that dude too big. But this guy, and they said that he pledged to kill all her enemies. I was like, okay, good, man. Next season gonna be a blast. Just watching her kill all the motherfuckers, because all those the religious fanatics, I hate them. They arrogant pieces of shit, man. And all those townspeople, she should. Yeah, I agree with what Europeans said, man. All of them should just die. She should make them suffer a horrible death, man.
A horrible death. That one who threw shit on her, especially, who needs to go first? Is that big bitch. The nun. The evil nun, the one beating her with a fucking stick on her head, fucking making her slurp water up from the ground. Look, Cersei, look, you know what? What you enjoy about Cersei? She gave it out, she can give it and she could take it, but that spit, I'm watching it now, spat right in her ear. Look, Cersei should be taking names down there, boy. Cersei be taking names. When that mountain comes back, it's gonna kill them out, bro.
They should take that nun and let Jaime Lannister take that little metal hand and fist her right in the fucking pussy. That's what needs to happen.
Listen, bro, there's no love for the Faith Million. Andrew Senior, go ahead, mate.
Well, I'd just like to throw this one at 78. 78, did you know who that big man was?
Was that the guy who fought?
Yeah, Oberyn. It's the Mountain. It's the Hound's brother reanimated. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was a horrible scene, and I thought that Cersei seemed to be playing politics to get out of there, but I don't think she realised what they were going to make her do to get back. But all I kept thinking of is, when she got back to Keep and Keevan Lannister, Tywin's brother, were there, I kept thinking, what would Tywin have done in his place? Tywin would bring the army in and he'd slaughter every last one of them for doing that to his daughter. Yeah. But the problem is, I think it also showed, one last point I'd like to get in about that, the amount of people lining streets right up until Red Citadel just shows that even if they bring army in, that is a tall order, because the amount of people who are buying into Faith at 7, it's now not just a crowd, it's now like a huge army of citizens, and it's going to become a very bad, even for an army to go in, because they're going to pick up rudimentary weapons, they're going to be jumping on army 10 to 1, and I think it's a very bad scenario.
Yeah, it'll be bad. Hey man, I gotta run, Earl, man. Okay. I gotta bust a move, man. But I'll get back with you. So that was the last episode, right?
Yeah, that's the final finale, man. I don't know what I might do next week, man, because we only done two little small capsules, so I might do. I'll try and think of something next week, maybe. Because like some other episodes, maybe cover some other episodes back in the past. Maybe some of our favorite ones, like the Red Wedding again, because I enjoyed that shit.
Yeah. All right, man. It was good talking to you guys. I'll holler.
Alright, man, take care, sir.
Yeah, see you later, 78. Take care.
See you later.
J Dills, go ahead, J Dills.
Okay, you know what's ironic about this is this, man. If you pay attention to detail of the show, you know, after that walk of shame, after all that bullshit Cersei went through, Qyburn finally got his science project done right in the nick of time. After all them times she said, so what's the reports? Now, after all that humiliation, she was like, she got that Mr. Burns look, like, ooh, fabulous. Now, she went from a spiritual experience to, okay, I'm back to 180 Cersei, bitches. Bow down to your queen and king, and let's get it on. But the problem is, Maggie the Frog's prophecy is coming true. Marcella died, Joffrey died. Something's going to happen to Tommen because he's too fucking weak. I mean, her daddy's gone. Jaime's handicapped, and Jaime is feelings for her. He got more of a hard dick nowadays for Brienne than he does his own sister. So Cersei, it's gonna be one of her little brothers that's gonna take her life. But what I'm trying to figure out is who is that tall motherfucker Sir Robert Strong gonna fight? Is he gonna fight his brother, who is gonna be called the Grave Digger, who's a converted monk, where we could see a Clegon brother bowl going on, and the little brother finally gets revenge on the older brother by putting that nasty scar on his face with the fire, even though fire makes the mountain vulnerable, or is one of them just gonna die, or both of them gonna die, or is it too good to be true to entertain that battle? Either way, I feel Cersei is going to first attack the Tyrells, then she's going to attack the people at King's Landing, and then the faction that you guys don't like, that Earl says reminds some of the Spanish Inquisitors and everything. I think she's going to go get her revenge out there in Thorne. That's going to be one hell of a battle, and I think when she brings Sir Robert Strong out there, the Dorne people going to finally get a chance to get their revenge on that motherfucker who killed, Oberyn. So I just like the dynamics of the directions of how this is about to go, and that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, man, it's interesting. I think she should just leave the Tyrells alone, man. I think she might understand, like, you know what, I need the Tyrells. She ain't that dumb. She ain't that. She might have knocked some sense in the head, like, you know what. But the Tyrells, I ain't gonna forget what she did to them. So even though she might go on.
Errol, could I add a point? I don't know what you guys think, but when I was watching it today and when I saw Sir Robert Strong there, Mountain, or as I call him now, Franken Mountain instead of Frankenstein, when I saw him, I kind of got an image of what may happen, because King's Landing's getting sucked into Faith at 7, and it seems the masses of people are signing up to it and going along with it. And what I think is going to happen is, I think King's Landing's going to descend into a civil war similar to Meereen with Daenerys and the Harpies. And I think what it's going to do is it's going to end up getting ugly. And I think Cersei's going to wildfire King's Landing.
That'd be good.
You guys hear me?
Which would explain why, do you know in Daenerys' vision in the House of the Warlocks, she were walking through the throne room and it were all blackened and roof were caving in, and I think a civil war's going to break out in King's Landing between the noble houses and the Faith of the Seven. And yeah, I think Cersei's going to use all those vials of wildfire, what they have in under keep, and I think she's going to melt it all, similar to what Mad King Aerys were going to do.
That could be the case, man. But you know what? I think like she should what she's got with the Tyrells, and I think if you're gonna do the Faith Minton, first go after the nurse, and then take the High Sparrow out and slowly take out the leaders. Because if you take out the leaders, they haven't got nowhere to go. But joining us right now, D Styles over here from Texas. How you doing, D Styles?
So guys, sorry, I was on the phone with a girl, just couldn't get her off the phone. But I'm here.
Totally acceptable. How are you, D-Style, sir? You okay?
Really, 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 really good. What?
It's good to have you.
Prediction. this is a prediction. It's going to keep snowing in Winterfell, and they're not going to burn the bodies.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Interesting, yeah.
Put a lot of emphasis on all the dead bodies in the field, to me.
Good point. That's a good point.
Just saying.
Yeah, you talking about where the Boltons were, all the bodies where the Boltons killed all the Baratheon.
Yeah, it's going to keep snowing. The snow's going to pile up. It's going to be winter. They're going to forget about the bodies, you know? I'm just saying.
Right.
That's my prediction. That's a lot of dead bodies.
Shit, that's a good point. That's a good point. All right, V-Stars, because you missed a bit. Do you want to go back a bit? Talk about so you can catch up with us. Talk about what's his name again? Thingy Baratheon. Stannis, yeah, Stannis and Sansa and Arya Stark. Go ahead.
Let's start with Arya. Man, it felt good to see a bad guy die a brutal death. You know, that's the way I wanted Joffrey to die. You know what I mean? But like she did her thing. Unfortunately, she was punished. She has to go blind. She's supposed to be no one. She's no longer supposed to be Ira. You know, but I don't know where that's really going to go. I still think she's going to end up killing a lot of the people on her list, though, in my opinion. I think that's going to happen. But that's there. Daenerys, I have no idea, man. Wild guess. I think either A, the leader of the Dothraki is going to fall in love with her, or they're going to embrace her, like 'cause she's the mother of dragons or something. But because it looked to me like they were like happy to see her. Maybe I'm wrong or something.
I don't know, man. I couldn't tell. It looked like they were just. I don't know what they were up to, man. There was such
I just hope. I mean, knowing the show, like I hope they don't do something stupid, like have her raped or something, or you know what I mean.
Thinking that's what the Dothraki are like. That's it.
Yeah, but Daenerys is. She learned how to seduce men and stuff. She'll probably seduce like the leader or something, you know, to kind of stay alive and stuff, or something. Because I'm thinking that they're probably going to join her army because she's supposed to go to Westeros soon, I guess. You know, so I don't know. I honestly, that's one of the things that I don't know, right? As far as the dragging was funny as hell, man. Like, you just didn't want to be bothered. Like, I'm chilling. I ain't going nowhere, right? Leave me alone right now. He was stuffed. Like, they showed all the bones. And, yeah, he didn't share, I guess. I guess she was hungry. The dragon did not share anything with his mom.
Yeah.
You know, like, but yeah, Stannis, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed the way they did this, to be honest. Like, you remember Blackwater? Like, yeah, Stannis lost the battle, but man, that was exciting. You know, like, the ships were there, the wildfire, and they still invaded, and they had had battle scenes, and we got to see great battles and stuff. Here, like, we didn't get anything. You know, like, we saw the North coming, and you saw Stannis' little, like, army, man. And he had a platoon with him. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. You know, like, come sunrise, we're going to start our, what do they call it? Siege. You're going to do a siege with what? Like, you didn't have horses, dude. No tools. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just, I don't know, man. And then Stannis knew it at the end, like, yeah, this is it, but I'm going to go down swinging. And he did, to his credit. He was not killed by a Bolton, right? So there you go. I'm disappointed the way, if you're going to make a character like Stannis go out, like, I would have expected a bigger war, man. Like they should have waited till, like, next season and have the war, like, for 3 episodes or something, in my opinion, like, off and on. And maybe have a siege and stuff like that. But, you know, they kind of just rushed the whole thing, man, you know, to me. It was kind of rushed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought it would have been more of a spectacle, the battle.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a massacre is what that was, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what would you take on Brienne Tarth killing Stannis then? The way she's there. She finally got one of her bloody oaths. She finally
Right. Well, I mean, that was her king. That's what she believed to be the king. You know, what I liked about Stannis is because she was like, "Do you have any final words?" And he was kind of like, "Nah, like, I don't got nothing to say. At least not to you, you know." Like, he didn't have anything to say to her. Like, I don't got nothing to say to you. Just do your duty, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, what is he gonna say? I mean, he's not gonna beg for his life. You know, that's not Stannis.
Mm.
You know, so if anything, I think there was a little bit of gratitude. He almost like, even though he didn't appreciate his brother, right? For kind of, because to be honest, Stannis was supposed to be the heir to the throne. Well, not heir, but you know what I mean. He was a rightful king. He was the next in line. But I think maybe there was a satisfaction of somebody from the Baratheons, a Baratheon loyal, you know, ended me, not a Bolton.
Yeah.
You know, they're not gonna take me and flay me and like, you know what I mean? Like I was taken out by somebody loyal to at least my brother. You know, if there was any type of justice in Stannis' mind, at least that, a quick death, you know? I guess she
Yeah,
chopped
because if
off his
Ramsay
head or
would have got
something.
hold of him.
Yeah. By the way, the Boltons, like, flay the bodies. I really hope they burn those bodies, too, by the way. Like, you know, I'm just saying. Like, I hope they burn those bodies.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I don't care if you flay them, they'll still become wise or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
Can I just jump in for
But
a
yeah, man,
second? I've just thought of something unbelievable, right? Maybe when Melisandre saw the great battle in the snow that the Boltons lose, maybe it's against the White Walkers with all the bodies that are in the snow.
Shit. Boy.
Could be. Because it's gonna snow, man. Like the snow, it stopped for a day. It's gonna continue the snow, and you know.
It could be. But the thing about the White Walkers, they're nowhere near the wall. So it's the White Walkers. It's that bloody. They have to. It's the. You know what I'm saying? They're far from it. But you're right. If the bodies are there frozen up to snow, they could be still. They could be still there. That's a good possibility that could happen, man.
Does anyone know how far the White Walkers have to be to turn the dead into the undead? Does anybody know?
I think they have to be in
Or
the
does
same
it just have to be
vicinity.
winter?
Yeah, they have to be. Yeah, I think what E-Boxer said. I think they have to be in the same facility, man.
Okay, because it's just gonna take.
I'm
like,
not sure
this,
about.
And it's a wrap, you know, like.
I know. Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
No, I think D-Styles hit on a good point there, because if you think about it, all stories about the White Walkers, when you have dead, you burn them. They don't say only burn them if White Walkers are around, they say burn everybody regardless. Because we still don't fully understand full power at White Walkers, and you know, we don't understand whether it is just by touch or whether killing, or whether they can affect, like D-Style says, bodies that are not in the vicinity, because in all stories we've heard it's always burn the bodies, even when there's no White Walkers there. It's almost like that myth is...
Whoa, fuck that shit. So the bones are fucked, man.
Yeah, because even in the wall, it's a rule. Like, you burn the body. You know what I mean? Like that's what you do. In the North, that's what they do. In fact, when they execute somebody, that's why the Starks were known. They're known for executing you by beheading you. You know what I mean? Like, there's a way you kill somebody to make sure they don't come back and be a danger. You know, and maybe over time, maybe they forgot, why do the Starks behead people? Well, that's probably why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's probably a reason they don't flay them and just leave them out to rot. You know, like, it could be a big reason for that.
Hey, D-Styles, what's your take on the death of Marcella and Theon growing a set of balls and Arya going blind?
Oh, yeah. So first off, Marcella dying, when she kissed her on the lips, I knew it.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it. I like, okay, that's a little, like, is this a Dornish thing or what? You got this whole lesbian thing going? You know, like what? So, I knew it, man. And any time in Game of Thrones, when they're making you have that scene where, like, oh, man, that's kind of nice. Anytime that happens, it's a bad sign, you know? Anytime, like, two things in Game of Thrones. Whenever you never tell somebody, I'll be right back, or I'll see you later, or I promise I'll see you tomorrow, or like you don't do that, right? Think of the Wildling girl. Like, remember that Wildling girl that everybody liked, and then she died like 2 minutes later? She was telling her daughters, like, I'll see you, you know, I'm going to be right behind you and this and that, and she let him go. And the White Walkers came. Ned Stark told Jon Snow, I promise you, when I see you again, we'll talk about your mother, right? Robb Stark told Jon Snow, I promise, you know, I'll go visit you at the wall. You know, you don't tell somebody I'll be right back. That's why Daenerys is going to live, because she didn't tell anybody I'll be right back. She just got on the dragon and left, right? I'm just saying. Okay. And anytime they, like, they're, like, if there's a character that you don't, like, care about because they haven't concentrated on that character, whenever they start focusing on that character and make you feel attached to them, they're going to die. You know, like, it's and the more attached you get, the more brutal the death's going to be, right? Now, Theon growing a pair of balls. I mean, good for Theon, man. Like, good for him. Through that, it wasn't a brutal enough death for me for that bitch, but hey, it's something, right? And yeah, I mean, I don't know, where did they jump? Like, that's what I didn't get. Like,
yeah. But I thought they'd rather die than rather be in that ship, because if they jump from that thing, they're going to break some limbs. I mean, what's your take on that jumping thing?
Which one?
What's your take on them jumping? You know,
I don't know where they jumped. Maybe I missed it because there's a lot of snow or something. I didn't get it. I guess I'm missing why they jumped.
I think they'd rather try and survive than sit and get abused by Ramsay. I just took it as like, this is better than the alternative, staying and getting flayed by that nutter. So, you know, I took it as that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know if they'll just capture them again, or I honestly believe Sansa's probably going to, she doesn't know Jon Snow's dead, so she's going to start going up north. You know what I mean? I think she's going to try and go to Castle Black, because they always, like, set shit up. Remember when Sansa was, like, kind of poking at him because he's a bastard?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And he's like, well, look at your brother, Jon Snow. Like, he's, like, the commander of the Watch or whatever, right?
Mm.
I think that's where she's going to go or something. I think she's going to try and go to Castle Black. That's just a guess.
Okay. Well, talking about Castle Black, we're going to move on swiftly where everyone's nicely updated. Back to that D-Styles, everyone's updated. So, Melisandre, she rolls in. Actually, you know what? Davos. You see Davos talking to Jon Snow, and so he's telling him he needs to come help Stannis, and he's saying, well, the Wildlings, they only do what they want to do. And he's like, well, we the one who, you know, said that we gave you boats and stuff, so you have to need that, you have to help us. And he's just telling them Wildlings won't do that. The Wildlings do what they want to do. And here comes Melisandre rolling in with her horse, and both of them just look what's going on. Jon Snow runs over to her, and Davos goes, what's happened? And she just, Melisandre looks doomed, her head's down, and she goes, you complete fake, you're a fraud, yeah? And then Davos walks over, how's the princess? She just looks and just walks away. And I was thinking to myself, you know what, yeah? If she ever opens her mouth and explains properly, I tell you what, Davos, like we explained, Davos would have probably took her head there and then, mate. Because I tell you when, this Melisandre, I don't know, if she stays behind that wall, they're going to run a train on her, I ain't going to lie. But what's your guys' take on that little thing?
She's there for a reason. Like, you know, she's there for a reason. It has to do with the ending. You know, Melisandre, if you notice, she only seduces people with any type of king's blood, right? Stannis, or the bastard son of Robert Baratheon, and she tried to seduce Jon Snow. She knows something about Jon Snow. The Night King had a stare down with Jon Snow. He knows something about Jon Snow. So, you know, but we'll get to the Jon Snow part later. But as far as her, I think she's there for a reason. But I do want to say this. The show's all over the place. So you're telling me it took Stannis 8 episodes to reach Winterfell, right? But this redheaded bitch gets there in half an episode. You know, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, Davos got there quick. Like, what? Littlefinger is traveling all over Westeros, like, the whole season, like nothing. Jamie and his comrade, I forget his name.
Bro.
They reached Dorne in like no time, like just on horseback.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a continent. Like they're making it seem like this, like it's just a city or something. It's just a big place, and geographically, if you know the map, they're not on point on the show, right? The what's the name of the mace, right? And that perverted motherfucker that arrived to that city, man, with that where Ira's at.
Yeah. You're talking about the House of Black and White.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about that city, Bravos, right?
Yeah.
It took them like almost the whole season to reach Bravos, which is right across the sea. You know what I mean? Yet all these people are traveling all over the continent like it's nothing. So Tyrion got to Marine like in no time. Like, it's just, and Marine is far, dude. I'm just saying geographically the show is not on point. That's all I'm saying. Right? Like, Melisandre should still be on her way to Castle Black.
Yeah. I mean, boy, I don't know, because maybe this film melted. She even got there quick, but I don't know. Andrew, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, I'd just like to echo what D-Style said there, because I've no doubt he's known maps as a reader of books, and Winterfell is actually, nautically speaking, it is a hell of a trek. It'd probably be 7 to 9, 10 days by horse away from Winterfell geographically based on map. And like he says, Marine is right at the pinnacle of Slaver's Bay, which is about 2/3 across the southern coast of Essos, the large continent what Bravos and Marine sit on. So yeah, they are a bit out on that. I agree with D-Style. I think she's come back, and do you know, like the Brotherhood Without Banners in season 2, what resurrected that guy, the mountain, the Hound killed with sword. I think she's going to use some blood magic to resurrect Jon Snow. And I think that's what's going to make him into the Azor Ahai character. Because if we remember when Melisandre first saw him when they were burning bodies, she was looking at Jon Snow's face through flame, and she was really glaring at him. And like he said, the Night King did same. So I think that's what she's there for. She's got back super quick by Superman flight method, so that she can resurrect Jon Snow. I think that's what she's there for.
I've got a spoiler on that if you want it.
Go ahead.
Do you want it?
Yeah, go ahead.
The actor who plays Jon Snow has already confirmed that the producers of the show have said they've told him, we don't need you anymore. He's not coming on next season.
Fuck him. Fuck that, I told you, man.
First of
You're
all,
joking.
That's a lie, because right now they're actually filming season 6. So how would he answer that?
Is that
I
true?
mean, they're not going to say. In other words, they're not going to flat out tell people, "Oh yeah, he's going to be back next season," because then people know.
I hope
If that's
you're
true,
right.
I'm on a bit.
My favorite character. I hope you're right, but someone has already told me, and I'm just relaying it onto you guys, that he said, "I'm not." They told me I'm not going to be in the next season, and therefore he's went and done another. He's doing another show.
There's a possibility, though, that maybe just the body disappears. They don't know where he went, and he's not in season 6. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
He's dead, man. That's blood and shit. I say, the thing is, yeah, right. Let's think about that. Let's think about this, yeah. When that guy brought that guy back to life, he's done it a few times. When has Melisandre ever brought anyone back to life?
Exactly.
When
has she done anything?
Yeah, apart from fucking that bloody thing that came out of
Well, it's because he can't die. Like, there's too many cliffhangers with Jon Snow. Meaning, the stare down with the Night King.
I agree.
Right? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's too much with the Jon Snow character. Why did Melisandre look at Jon Snow that way? And why did she go back to Castle Black? She could have gone across the sea if she wanted. She could have gone the other way, down south. With the Brotherhood Without Banners. She could have gone many places, but she decided to go back to Castle Black.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Maybe it's a big thing for the reaction. Maybe then that he's released this information that he's not going to be in the next series or something, and it's a lie, and then everyone's going to be like, Jon Snow is back, and then
because another spoiler, the writer of the book somebody brought that up, and he said, "Oh, you think he's dead, huh?" Or something like that. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
And Game of Thrones, just a rule, they're not dead unless they have the head on a spike or they've been burned alive.
Oh man.
Or maybe we'll
Right.
see the first thing in this show. I think it will be the first time that we get the same. Well, the character will come back to life as in Jon Snow, but it won't be the same actor.
Oh,
Maybe the body will just disappear. I mean, that's a possibility. You know what I mean?
that's some bullshit.
And they're going to focus on Bran Stark or something. You know, maybe they want to focus on other characters.
Oh no!
You know what? It's some bullshit if they start doing that. J. Dills, what's your take, man?
Man, I just think Jon Snow's going to come back as Azar Ahai, or whatever you pronounce it, the Lightbearer. And I think that's what the Night King saw, and he possibly could be that guy. And then Melisandre, like D-Style pointed out, came back for a reason. Yeah, I think she thinks that the king's blood that she's looking for is through Jon Snow. Because, let's face it, even if it's theory or not, Eddard Stark's sister and one of those Targaryens, I forget his name, Rhaegar or whomever, created that kid, Jon Snow.
We don't know that. That's the speculation.
And that's why I believe.
Yeah, I know.
Jon Snow. I mean, I don't have to know, but sometimes my intuition is just right about shit. But
Yeah, but you got to ask yourself, EJ, when Lyanna Stark, or not Lyanna, what's her name again?
Lyanna, yeah.
Lyanna, when she was dying, right? She was dying. Yet, I think it was 3 or 4 of the best Kingsguards were guarding that tower. For what? She was dying. Well, what they were guarding the prince, man. They were guarding the next heir to the throne. That was Jon Snow.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then they would have just followed him. You know what I'm saying? They would have just stayed with him because they would have just stayed with him. Wow. But I guess if Robb Stark said he'll look after him, they should have let the boy know, man. I mean, if he's got Targaryen blood and everything, people should let him know. But you.
Hey guys, I've got a massive one for you.
Robert Baratheon wanted every Targaryen dead.
Oh yeah, it's true. That's true.
So if Ned told him, then he didn't even trust his own wife, Ned. You know what I mean? He wouldn't even tell his own wife.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's just a good point, man. That's a good point, man. Andrew, you still gonna say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, just 2 quick points. If we remember back, because I know episodes are very different to books, if we remember back to episode 2, The King's Road, when Ned and Robert are sat down and he's like, bless Bessie and her tits and all this. And he actually says, oh, what was the name of that maiden who so-and-so? And he's saying, oh, Wiley or something. And he says, oh, you never told me what she looked like. And Ned looks away and he says, no, will I? As if to say, I'm not going to give a description of this woman to you, Robert. But another thing, Sean Bean, when he left show, he released a tweet where someone had asked him about Jon Snow's parentage, and he put a tweet out saying, well, obviously, I'm not Jon Snow's father, but the show will obviously highlight that as it goes on. So, Sean Bean released a tweet saying, obviously, I'm not Jon Snow's father. And it caused a bit of a scandal with George R.R. Martin because he said, I didn't really want that releasing, and it was a scandal at time. So if Ned Stark isn't Jon Snow's father, I think the only explanation can be that it's Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark.
Well, that's it. Well, there you go. That's what people have been talking about anyway. But I'm just gonna, to be honest with you, when I see Jon Snow, like you can see him there bleeding out, yeah. I say when he's bleeding out, man, I say this guy's dead. I ain't got time because you know what? It's 10 months, yeah. We gotta wait practically fucking a whole year, and it'll drive me crazy.
Yeah, I'm pissed.
Yeah, it'll drive
I mean, they left a lot of cliffhangers, man.
Yeah, like it would just drive me crazy personally to say, oh yeah.
So like Sansa and what's his name? Theon.
Yeah.
Rick. Like we don't know if they're gonna get caught or not. Daenerys has been surrounded. Like, it's crazy.
Don't even know if they survived that jump, man. Because just realistically, you're jumping on snow. I know snow's made of water. It's still hard. How the heck are you gonna survive? I swear, it'll break your legs normally. You know what I'm saying? To jump from that. When I looked down, there wasn't no padding. I mean, how thick was the snow? I mean, flipping out, man.
One thing I did notice was there was a bit of snow. I think they piled it up a bit, but I still don't think it. I don't know. I'm not sure.
You ever see snow cushion someone's jump?
No, it won't, because if you think about water, that guy who paraglided off when it's Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, he paraglided and it went wrong and he hit water at high speed, and you'd think water would be soft, but actually, if you impact even water at high speed from a height and you hit it with a certain impact force, you can just smash all your bones, because hitting it is like hitting stone. It has substance when you hit it at speed.
Yeah, but I'm just pointing this out. I'd feel a lot more safer jumping into snow than I would jumping onto the concrete floor.
Oh yeah, defo, yeah.
So,
Let me tell you, man. If Jon Snow is dead, then you gotta wonder why is the red-headed woman there? What is she gonna do?
Yeah.
What's up with Davos? There's a lot of things that won't make sense if he dies.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to bring up as well, I just want to throw this one out there. I cannot wait for the Onion King to put his sword through Melisandre's gut.
I back that statement.
Maybe after she revives Jon Snow.
Yes.
But what does that mean? Like, in other words, like, if Jon Snow died and then he's revived, does that mean he's done with the Watch? Like, he's fulfilled his duties?
Yeah, I guess
you do it till your death, right?
Yeah, I suppose
Does
so.
he seek revenge, or does he forgive him and move on? Like, I mean, I don't...
Oh, well, here's one. Maybe they take the body and bury him somewhere or some shit, right? And then, what was the guy with the broken back? His brother.
Yeah.
Which guy's that?
I know. Yeah.
Oh,
Bran.
Maybe Bran can bring him back to life, because he was getting involved with some kind of magic, wasn't he? When he went underneath the tree thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Why did he not say ghost at the end like I thought he would, like in the books? That's why.
Yeah, where was the wolf when you need him, man? Where's I think we're sketchy. I think we're skipping actually. We're still.
Do they kill the direwolf in the book?
No, not his direwolf. No.
All right, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. That little shit comes running into Jon Snow's office. What's his name?
Ollie.
Ollie. Comes running in, telling him that his uncle Bran. Is it Bran?
No.
Benjen.
Sorry, Benjen. Thanks for that. Yeah, Benjen is out there. You know, one of the wildlings has found him, and he goes, "Oh, really?" Like, but he's reading all these Raven scrolls. I don't know what scrolls he's reading, but he's just milling through some scrolls. I don't know what they're saying, basically. Probably reports of the war and stuff, what's going on. Anyway, he runs out there, see what's going on, and what's that guy's name? Sir Alex stuff, bloody whatever his name is there saying, "Yeah, we found him," and he pushes himself through the crowd. You see a bloody pin thing. He sees a post saying bloody traitor in it, and this bit reminds me of Julius Caesar, Brutus, and that shit. It's the same shit. And then I don't know if you've seen Rome, the TV series on HBO, and it was the same shit. You see the size of them fucking shanks. They were drumming for him. I was like, flipping hell, man. So everyone takes a little jam in him. That little shit Ollie finally thinking they're looking all angry and shit. Like, you lot are dumb. Like, go through this whole series and we're stabbing them up, and you see him obviously in this picture here. He's just getting jammed up, and you see all the blood moving to his head. And I was thinking, nah, this is some bullshit. And you know what? I watched this actually yesterday night, and I just watched the other one over in the UK. It comes at 9 o'clock. I saw E-Boxing at the same time, and I'll tell you what. You see when E-Boxing's reaction was, that's exactly my reaction. I was flipping pissed. Why the fuck are we killing Jon Snow? And even not, like, if we got 10 months to fucking find out, oh, he's back to life, then why the fuck we kill him? Like, it just pissed me off. The whole thing pissed me off. Furthermore, if they kill him, I hope fucking the White Walkers fucking run through your fucking candy asses and kill you. You deserve it. You know what I mean? You deserve it. You're fucking... I mean, this guy's trying to do everything, and he just pissed me off. A major character has died. and it blew me, or I was fucking took back. So that's
if they were gonna kill him, then I don't know why they opened the gate. You know, like.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. I guess.
Yeah,
But,
that's a very good point, actually. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes because in the book they don't kill him for that reason. They kill him because he's getting involved in the whole Stannis and Bolton's war, and he's not supposed to. So like the book makes more sense, but you know it's a show, right? Maybe they decided later, but the thing is though, they shouldn't have killed Jon Snow, technically speaking. Like they took matters into their own hand. So there's going to be like a little like Crow civil war going on, you know, whether Jon Snow disappears or not, or even if he dies or he's still alive. There's going to be a little civil war going on with the Crows, because he's supposed to get some type of trial or something if you're going to bring that charge that he's a traitor to the Watch.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, killing Jon Snow, it just, you know what? It just sums up this season. It's fucking weird, man. Anyway, go ahead, e-boxing news. What's your take, bro?
Yeah,
I just want to say something because I actually gotta go to work like in 2 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
So I just want to say something quick. The one thing I'll say about the Starks, including Jon Snow, even if he does die, none of them were ever killed in battle, right? They're undefeated in the battlefield, right? Like White Walkers couldn't kill Jon Snow, the Lannisters couldn't kill Robb Stark in the field. The Targaryen armies couldn't kill Ned Stark in the field.
Yeah.
None of them died in the field. They were all murdered or double-crossed. That's their Achilles heel, man, politics. But in the field, like in a fair fight, in a fair world, the Starks would beat anybody, right? I'm just saying.
That's a good way to go out, man. That's actually a good memory. That's a good memory to go out. If he is dead.
Well, I'm still listening, guys, but as far as talking, I'm out. It's gonna start working.
Yeah, take care, D.
We might do something next week, man. I might do something next week because I like our little council here, man. All right, man.
We could, Errol, we could always do a prediction one next week. Yeah, take care, D-Style, sir. Have a good day. We
can do a prediction, or we can bring up. We talk about it after the show's done. So, okay, all right. So that's D-Styles. D-Styles popped out. He's listening to the thing. E-boxing news. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm still pissed off about that. I mean, straight afterwards, I did get a text off my friend when it had finished, and he told me about the situation with the character from this show who plays Jon Snow, and I just googled it as well, and it has said that he was sacked from the show.
Oh fucking hell, man!
All you need to do is Google it, so it's on there. I mean, if that's true, I don't know. I would love it to be, say, a lie or a publicity stunt or something else, but just if you go by the history of the show and how they've killed off the best characters and stuff, I've got a feeling that he ain't coming back.
But you know what? I can accept that. See, I can accept that. I'm not on. There's a lot. Even though all this like over the seasons, there's been a lot of conspiracy theories, and none of it's really come true because people reading the books and no one really knows what's going on. So for me, seeing him die the way he died, I'm like, fucking, I can accept it. But I'm pissed off. I'm genuinely pissed off. And to me, it's like, what the fuck's going on now? Like, I enjoy the Jon Snow storylines. Now he's not there. What the fuck's going on?
The only thing that I do want to add, though, is I can't remember now, actually. Oh, shit. Come back to me. I'll remember in a minute.
Andrew Senior, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I've just been checking on Google as e-boxing news said. Yeah, it's all over Daily Mirror. Everything. He said that he was sacked and told he's not coming back to the show. Yeah. I can't believe it. If they've killed Jon Snow, I'm not happy. I'm not an happy bunny.
This is what I'm saying. And the way he died and stuff like that. He had a big... I mean, why you have that big battle and shit, fucking to come back to him to get died by that little shit Ollie. And I don't really hate Ollie. A lot of people dislike him. I haven't really got no disdain. I think his little boy is confused and stuff like that. But the thing is, yeah, in these sort of shows, yeah, and I've seen them, when you take away your enforcers and stuff like that, you're left there. These sort of things happen. You should have fucking killed that Sir Alex the fucking thing. He's the first one, yeah. When they showed any sort of fucking turning against turncoat, you should have chopped him off. You should have got that. Wouldn't have happened if the Alex guy weren't there. That would have never happened, bro. Would have never happened. He organised that little shit, and that little shit Ollie just jumped on board. He wouldn't have done it otherwise. So, in my opinion, that's what it is. Go ahead, Andrew. You can carry on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to me in the books, you know, from what I've read, Jon Snow is going to be a much bigger, important part of what's going on. And I think if they've just told, apparently what Kit Harington said is they sat him down and basically said, "This is it, you're out. We don't need you now," and that's it. I think it's a PR disaster. I think it's an absolute PR disaster.
Hey, listen, mate. That's what Game of Thrones does. It kills your guts away, man. That's the truth. That's what it does. And you know what? I know I can accept it. This is what I'm just saying. All the conspiracy theorists, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna build myself up, my hopes up. The fact Jon Snow's gonna come back and manage. That's why manage on. Nah, I'm not on it. I'm not on it. If it happens, then fine. But there's no way I'm gonna be fucking stressing myself out for 10 months to have it, because taking Jon Snow out is like taking Daenerys out. It's like taking Tyrion out. Are you fucking crazy? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, do you know something? I just want to throw this one in there as well, because I remembered what I was going to say now. A lot of people might be turned off from the show after seeing, you know, Jon Snow die the way like that.
Yeah.
Not even in like a great death. It was just yeah. It was like a sickening death. It was just like, I can't believe this is happening. Why is this happening? You know what I mean? People might not come back to watch it. I'm just throwing that out there.
You know what? They've been saying that from the Red Wedding, to be honest with you, Epox and you, sir. They've been a lot of the Epoch from the Red Wedding and onwards. You've been saying even Stannis, the way Stannis went out.
I thought it at the Red Wedding, but ever since then I thought the show got better and better and better, and they just kept upping their game. But I don't know how they're gonna do it from that one.
Nah, it's hard to come. It's true. It's actually very hard to come back from. But you know what? I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it until it's friggin' until the limbs drop off. I'm just.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, one more thing, real quick.
I mean,
by the way, Sam Tarly, or whatever his name is, traveling by himself, man, that is gonna get mugged, man. Like, that's just. All right, guys, peace out.
Take care.
That's funny. Wait, that's so funny. Like 2 minutes to start the game. Of course he's gonna get fucking. Oh, that's funny. It's true. He got. Oh, fuck it. That's funny, man. That's funny.
All I gotta say with this is, we got Starks to watch out for too. I mean, Bran, Rickon, Sansa, Arya, we acting like all the Starks are dead. No, it's just the ones we gave a fuck about are dead. But there are more Starks out here, so I mean, we got more wolves out here for interest if we care about the Starks.
They don't look good, man. One's blinded, one's just got killed, and the other one's lost his legs, man. But go on, Judas, continue, man.
I mean, Arya is an interesting one. She's gonna be an assassin, so.
She lost his eye, but just going by what you see, she's lost her eyes, man. You know what I mean?
But eventually that goes away in the books.
But we don't know that just by what's happened in the books. They're not going by after the books now. It seems like they're just doing willy nilly, and they're blaming each other. They're blaming they're blaming George R. R. Martin. That no, we didn't decide that. He decided that. They're all blaming each other when this shit happens. But go on, J. Don't let me interrupt. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like she just gonna learn her lesson. Her vision come back. She'll eventually get initiated, and she'll just keep on following orders. So the point is, I'm interested in Sansa. I'm interested in Dion. I'm interested in what Cersei's gonna do. I'm interested in what the Dornish people, how they gonna retaliate, and how it's gonna retaliate on them. I'm interested also into what the fuck Ramsay about to do, what he's gonna do to get Sansa back, and I'm also interested in the White Walkers. What was their next agenda? And I mean, it's just so many storylines to follow, and then Daenerys. And what she's about to do, and what Darius and Jorah's gonna do out of Jorah's jealousy that Darius gets to get some pussy from Daenerys, like the side hoe, even though she's feeling him like that. He's playing the position that Jorah wished he was in. But anyways, it's just so many things to go by that I think eventually we'll get over it, like we did with Robb Stark, Ned Stark, Catelyn Stark, Shireen, and all these other characters. There's just so many stories to get your highs and lows and interest in. So I'm still gonna watch it, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna get even better.
Yeah, that's. Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm done now. Go ahead.
No, I agree we're gonna watch it, but you see the thing is, unlike other episodes, to finish a finale with Jon Snow dying like what we're seeing here, and to hear that he's not coming back again, that is fucking miserable. That is like, fuck off. Come on, what are you doing? Like, eBoxing News' reaction is exactly my reaction. Like, see you guys, yeah, like, obviously, you read the books, Andrew and Jay Dills. I'm sure eBoxing read the books, maybe, yeah? I don't really read the books, you know, I just watch what's going on. You guys are optimistic. Oh, Melisandre's back here. Don't worry about it. She'll be alright. She'll give him a spell. But yeah, just being optimistic. But we don't know that for certain. But what I do know for certain, I see this guy lying. You see blood dripping underneath his body. That's a dead cert. And now we just heard that he might be sacked or not. I'm like, it's miserable. It's actually depressing, come like EastEnders or something. Like, it's real depressing shit. But you know, I'm not gonna keep being miserable. But I'm happy that I want to see Cersei. I'm looking forward to Cersei and the Mountain, whatever his name is, go to work on the bloody Faith Militant. That there, fucking yeah, I'm on that. Man. I'm up to that.
I think that's a brutal civil war in King's Landing to come. I think that is going to erupt into a horrible thing, and I do really think that Cersei's going to end up going mad like Mad King and trying to just try and wildfire them all, because all the public in that city are all back in Faith Militant, and even soldiers won't be able to overrun all the mass of people.
Yeah.
What if, I've got one, right? What if Cersei, like you said, goes mad, right? And her brother and lover ends up killing her again? Or killing her? You know, end up stabbing her in the back, like he did.
That's Megan Fox's prophecy to Cersei, though. The Valonqor, which is little brother. So, and she said she dies by getting choked by the Valonqor and stuff. It's his little brother, so it's probably going to be.
Yeah, Jay Dills, if I may add a point to that though, the book is very shady, as you know, on who the Valonqor is. Now, Jaime is her younger brother as well, because Cersei came out first. So Jaime is a younger brother, but it doesn't say it was her younger brother, it just says the little brother. And what a lot of people think now is that Franken Mountain, basically the Faith Militant in a trial by combat will call the Hound, and the Hound will win, and thus the little brother, by winning the combat, will mean that Cersei gets put to death.
Yeah, boy.
So the little brother will result in Cersei's death, but it will be the Hound.
Right now, man. I need some. This needs to be some vindication, because it doesn't look good. I know them jumping off the tower. It don't look good. Jon Snow getting to Stannis. They're dying. The Stannis killing his daughter and ending up in fucking laying there with the whole of his army smashed to bits. He was alright guy, Stannis, man. He was alright. He just misleaded by that bloody witch. He was just misleaded. Davos, what's he gonna do? It's ended in a way. Yeah, it's just like, oh bloody hell, man. Come on, don't do that to us. Give us some glory. There's no.
Give us some hope.
Yeah, there's nothing. And the thing is, I'm not one of these people to fucking, don't worry about it, it's gonna work. There's no certainties. It's pure speculation what we're coming out with right now. Right now, I'm watching Game of Castle of Thrones, whatever, on Atlantic, and I see Brienne of Tarth. She's alright, you know. She's there in talking about what's happening with Jon Snow. I'm gonna watch it later on after, but I don't know, man. It's depressing. That's it. It's depressing. That's the word I'm gonna use. It is, and I'm gonna stick to that for now. But I'm hopeful, maybe. You know. Yeah. That's the way I'm gonna have to leave it like that. But you know, the news just came out of it. He got sacked. I was like, that's because he has got a lot of job offers. That guy actually, Jon Snow, the character, he's got a lot of job actors for real. He's got a lot. Because I saw him the other day. He was in the other film. I don't know what is it. I think it was the film where the mountain blew up or whatever. He was in that. So, was there anyone else you guys want to say anything about it? Anything else you want to
add? Yeah, just one thing. I'll just mirror your echo your sentiments, Errol, because you know Jon Snow, like Daenerys and Tyrion, seem to be one of the characters who had a destiny. And him being brutally slain like that, and Stannis being wiped out, and tragedy over his daughter being burnt last week, and all the cliffhangers because like E-Boxing News said, kind of reminiscing what I said about Cersei, Cersei's also got the death of Marcella to come, and that's even going to push her over edge even further. And I think it is a really low point. It would be nice just once in a while, like E-Boxing News said, have some hope. Just maybe, even if they'd have put an end episode, a scene where Sansa and Reek go into a tent and there's some old bannermen there saying we're going to retake Winterfell, or just something to give us a bit of a high to leave season with.
Absolutely. I'm just watching on Game of Cast. They're watching the bit when Melisandre, she was in the cave where that guy came back to life, and she was asking how he did it. And one of the guys said, "I've got the power." So she's asking how he do it, but she don't know herself.
Yeah.
So definitely she don't know how to do it. She don't know how to bring people back to life. I think, what's gonna make me laugh, yeah? A lot of people, like, they're actually like, nah, don't worry, Jon Snow's gonna come back to life, and they're actually flying. I feel sorry for all the people thinking that, and it doesn't happen. And they're like, what the fuck's going on now? Like, what are we gonna do with ourselves now? And the whole storyline with Tyrion and Varys, yeah? I'm like, I don't like what's going on there. I want, when are we gonna get to King's Landing? What the fuck's going on with the dragon? The dragons fell asleep. Why would you do what we want? Why don't you go there? Like, what Daenerys should do? Control the dragon, go get the other 2 dragons, and fucking do what bloody Arya and go wreak hell on fucking King's Landing and take over the fucking 7 kingdoms. Why can't we get that? Why can't they just do that and just make us happy? No, they want to do some bullshit. Why is the Boltons fucking winning? Like, how the fuck is Ramsay fucking still alive, bro?
Because it's the biggest cunt wins, Errol. You should know this by now.
Yeah, but Ramsay's still fucking alive, man. And then I'm glad that paedophile got killed. Then Arya, why are we taking Arya's eyes? I know that he's training regardless, but why are we taking her eyes out? Why are we doing that to her after she fucking killed that pedo? Like, this is wrong. Like, somewhere it's all gone wrong. It's a weird thing. What I'm trying to do next week, I think we should continue next week. It's kind of harder, but I think we should try. We decide after people listening what episode we're gonna probably cover next week. Probably a good one, or makes us feel good, because we can't leave the finale the way we're gonna leave this, where we're just seeing this guy on screen right now, bleeding out.
Oh, I know, Errol. It's a horrible picture, isn't it? It's a really stark image. That stark image. I said that without thinking. Yeah, it were a shocking end. I knew that were coming in the books, and I know that in the books the last thing that Jon Snow says when he's being stabbed, he calls out for Ghost, his direwolf, and that's the last thing he says. But yeah, it's a shocking ending, and there's too many cliffhangers. Marcella's death and Jaime, and like you said, Arya's blind, and Jon Snow, and Stannis has been wiped out. And I'm just hoping beyond hope that Sir Davos, when he finds out somehow, and just runs a sword right through the middle of her.
Yeah, so let's look on that with the Davos thing and Melisandre. Who the heck's gonna tell her? Everyone's dead.
Yeah, that's thing, isn't it?
She's the only one who knows the information. You think she's gonna tell anyone?
But if you think a lot of men deserted, some of those men may end up at Wall. A few of them may.
The sellswords, yeah.
Yeah, and even some of his own soldiers deserted. A few of them could head for Wall to join Black to be safe, and they could tell him, because half of his army deserted, didn't it?
Yeah, but he's not going to take that. He's not going to take their word. They can't just walk up to Davos. He's Sir Davos. You can't just walk up to him. And when you come to the Black and you sign in, you also sign in where you commit. That's it. You're just there to stand around the wall. It's kind of you couldn't just walk in. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll tell you what. If that Davos leaves that Melisandre there, she's gonna get ran through like a train. I'll tell you that right now. Because them guys are thirsty in that bloody place. There's only the rapists and all them quirky dudes in there. She's not gonna get looked after. And I don't know what's gonna. And another thing, we ain't talked about what's gonna happen with the wildlings when they hear that Jon Snow's bloody the guy who freaking saved their lives has been ran through. What are they gonna do?
I think Tormund Giantsbane. I think he's gonna, because I think that Jon Snow and them Night Watch members who went to Hardhome with him, with Tormund, and to rescue wildlings, I think they really earned his respect. And I think when he hears about this, he's just going to abandon them and say, "Defend all yourselves. So long. See you later." And I think he's going to leave them to rot and suffer the fate.
Yeah, but another thing about the wildlings, don't have to help no one no more. Actually, they're not committed to no one. As soon as they've got through the other end, they've got land now. They don't have to help anyone. Stannis is dead. They don't have to help him no more. So the wildlings could just disappear into the thing and just continue, innit? At least them nutters, the ones who flay. What's them bloody ones with the bloody gills on their face? At least they didn't get through though. They're the ones who cook people.
Oh, the Fens. The Fens.
Oh god, they were terrible. They were, innit?
I don't think any of them survived the thing, did they?
Yeah, at least they didn't get through. Hope not. If they can't let them sort of people through, flick it. Oh, they were terrible, weren't they, the Fens, innit?
Mm.
One good point that D-Style made earlier, though, guys, I don't know what you think, when he talked about this treachery, because really they've violated all the Night Watch vows. They've turned on Lord Commander and murdered him without trial or without anything. And D-Style mentioned it could cause a civil war at the Wall with Night Watch. And, would have been so few Night Watch soldiers there now, maybe 50, 60, they may end up disbanding, and it actually, when White Walkers come, it could actually end up being the Wildlings man in the Wall.
Possibly, yeah.
I'll tell you what, they deserve whatever they get. So, to be honest with you,
that's right.
Alex, that little boy running for his life. They all deserve it. When they sit back and go, "Oh, we've killed Jon Snow," because the thing is, this is what they've done to them. So they're so dumb. They don't even know how to bloody kill the White Walkers. Jon Snow knows all the remedies, right? Furthermore, the dragon. What's it? The dragon metal.
Dragon glass. Yeah.
He left that on the bloody. In that yacht thing, he's left it over there. Furthermore, and also the Valyrian Steel, Jon Snow's his knife. They don't even know what kills them, so they're freaked up, man. They're gonna get thing. The moment the White Walkers start scouring the wall, what are they gonna do when they start scouring the wall? And it's not like the weather's gonna affect them.
Yeah.
They're just gonna take their time walking up the wall. Flipping out, man. They're doomed. But they deserve it. They deserve it, and the fake million deserve it. But the people on the other side don't really deserve to get turned into that. So it looks real bleak at the minute, doesn't it? Huh?
Mm. We just got another 10 months to go now until we find out some answers to many questions. I don't know what you guys are going to do with your TV, but you might as well, put it in a different room and just look at a load of flowers for the next 10 months.
Let's talk about how we rate this season, and then we're gonna rate what we rate the finale. How do you guys rate this season compared to others?
Yeah, well, at the start, up until yesterday, I was thinking, it's been a great season. I thought it was a great season. It was getting better and better throughout. All coming together in the last 2 episodes. I honestly thought that this was a good 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 for the whole thing. But this, with the Jon Snow thing, I've downgraded it to like a 6 or a 7 at best.
Yeah, that's fucking true. I saw another guy called Tony Teflon. He does the same thing. He rated it at 6 as well. Another guy. Go ahead, Andrew Senior.
I think that it started slow, but I think it were doing a good job of building pace, but I think it took a bit too long to get going. I'd only give it a 6 or 7 as well, because when you think back to season 2, them great scenes with Arya and Tywin and everything going on at King's Landing with Tyrion and Cersei and the games, the Battle of Blackwater, and then in season 3 we had Daenerys getting her army, playing that fantastic coup at Astapor and the Red Wedding. I think it is actually quite a weak season overall, and I think it's just been made worse by all this, the kids being beaten and raped by Sir Meryn Trent, and Stannis' daughter being burnt, and then all these cliffhangers, this week with Jon Snow. I'd rate it as a 6 or 7. I don't think it's as good as season 2 or 3. I think they were really, and even season 4, at Mountain and Viper and Joffrey's death and everything going on there, I think they were just more consistent seasons overall.
Yeah. I just want to add... Oh, no, it doesn't matter, actually. I forgot it. No, I forgot what I was going to say. Go on.
To be honest with you, it's the first time I actually rated the season, and to be honest with you, about 6 is fair. I think 6 is fair. What do you think of the finales of the Game of Thrones seasons? What do you guys think on the finales?
This was the worst one.
Yeah, you go. There you go.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I thought the season 1 finale with Ned Stark spearheading was a shock. I thought the season 2 finale after Blackwater, I thought that was okay. I thought the season 3 finale with Yunkai and everything, I thought that was a good one, and follow up from Red Wedding, with Tywin sending Joffrey to bed without any supper, showing him who had power. And but I think this one is a really downbeat one. Maybe George R.R. Martin's playing that Tolkien trick, because Tolkien always said that, everything doesn't go on happily and merrily, and sometimes when things are at the most bleakest, that's when they can suddenly change. I think he called it a eucatastrophe, where everything that's so bad, suddenly one or two small events change it all around. Maybe it's going to be something like that, 'cause I don't think it can get any bleaker.
It's pretty bleak. It's pretty bleak.
You're right. I don't think it can get much bleaker, can it?
But the thing is, alright, let's talk about what would make it better. I mean, I rate this as a finale proper low as well. I'm at 6, whatever, like 6, whatever, 4 as a finale. But what could make you? I mean, what made me happy is Sansa and that bloody mountain killing them bloody people in the crowd and finally going off and wiping the fake million out. I'd enjoy that. That would make me happy. What would make you guys happy to see something?
Well, I got a list. My list
Go on.
goes as...
Make us happy, mate.
I will. I'm very good at this. No, right. This is my list of things. Ramsay needs to get killed, preferably raped by a bear or something.
and flayed.
I don't care. I'm not going to say unrealistic things like Jon Snow comes back, because I don't think he will. Yeah. But what else would I like to see that is realistic? I'd like to see they sort out the harpy problem by taking in the Dothraki.
Yeah. Oh.
That would sort shit out, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Let them go in and fucking.
Yeah. I want to see the High Sparrow die a terrible, terrible death.
Yeah.
And I mean painful. I mean really bad painful. Like, the way. In fact, I've got a good one. In front of everyone, I'd like to see the Mountain squeeze his head and make it pop.
Yep.
And Lancel Lannister, I hope he dies bad as well.
That ain't gonna happen though. That's not like Lannisters don't kill Lannisters. That ain't gonna happen.
Well, Lancel Lannister's a bit of is part of their little crew. I think he'll die a horrible death. I think he will.
Snitching is a snitch, innit? So
yeah. Who else is there that I think I'd like to see Theon die as well, but I'd like to see him help Sansa to freedom first. But
really, you want Theon to die?
Yeah, he's served his purpose now.
I wanted to, I like Theon. I like Theon to fucking regain his balls, go back there, dread out his sister, and just cause some trouble. Theon makes me laugh, man. He's actually a funny character, but he's just done with it, innit? At least I like Theon to fucking get Ramsay, but yeah, I get you. I guess, yeah, go on. Because Theon did piss people off though. He was medicine, but go on. Now it makes me feel better actually. It's actually quite optimistic. That's some good shit. Anything else?
No, that's my list for you.
Andrew, go ahead.
There's just a few things I'd love to see, Errol. Point one, I'll echo e-boxing users. I want to see Ramsay raped, pillaged, his toes burnt, his fingernails pulled off, his skin peeled off his legs. Just the most horrendous kind of death you can imagine. I actually think now he's worse than Joffrey in a lot of ways. The other two things I want to see, one, I want to see Daenerys release her other two dragons. And I think it was a good point that e-boxing news said about the Dothraki, because she understands the Dothraki to an extent. And I was thinking earlier, watching it, I was thinking, if she went back to Meereen with them and said, right, I'll pull my people out, there you go, pillage the city, take what you want, just kill them people. That'd be good to see. But I want to see her release her dragons. I wanted to say, right, it's time. It's time for me to go to Westeros.
Yeah. Fucking A, man. Go on.
Yeah, and the other thing, Errol, Sansa in season 1 were all G'd up, and then she saw her father beheaded. Then season 2, she was Joffrey's torture toy, and then season 3, same thing. Season 4, she was whisked away and given over to Ramsay. I want to see Sansa turn that corner and start to rally Northern Bannermen to say, I am a Stark, I'm here, and I want to retake Winterfell. And I want to see Sansa start rallying the Northern Bannermen back behind the Stark.
Yeah.
It
I
would
think
be
she's
good.
suffered
It would
enough.
be good, sorry, to see her snap and kill Ramsay, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be good. What do you think is gonna happen with the Tyrells? Because they're my favorite family. You know, I love that the Queen of Thorns, whatever. I love that. I love their banter. They make me laugh. Maybe not the brothers so much, but the Thorns. I like the Tyrells, man, because they're not what can I say? Not malevolent. They're not evil. They're not cruel. Really, that cruel. They look out for their own, but they really got other people's interests at heart, especially with especially with the ones in prison as well. I like them. So I wonder what's gonna happen with them. They're not about war and stuff like that. I wonder what's gonna happen with their dad. I hope the dad comes back, finds out what's happened to them as well, and he does something. Because they're the only one to defeat Rob Baratheon on the battlefield. So they know what's going on. You know, they're quite intelligent. And you remember when they were the one waiting outside what's it called? What's it called again? They were out there when Stannis was inside the castle. They were just waiting out there to Stannis dying and Stannis eating the rats and the bloody thing in there. So they're quite intelligent, the Tyrells. So I wonder what's going to happen with that family as well. So hopefully they might do something. But maybe I don't want them to always start. I hope the Tyrells get back at the bloody Snake villain as well. I hope they fuck him up as well, man. Because I can't stand them. I don't like the Faith Men at all. I ain't got nothing against religion, that, but they're just bad, man.
They're basically the ISIS of the Game of Thrones, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're horrible, man.
Although I must say to defend him a little bit, just to throw this out there, guys. You know, if say like fornication with brothers and sisters is frowned on, and say many people have alcohol problems and things like that, sometimes through no fault of their own, sometimes because they hang around with a bad crowd and get caught up into it. But really, in a way, the Faith Militant embody many laws we have now that frown on certain things. It's just that they have a much more brutal way of dealing with it and punishing it. But if you think about it, really, they're no more worse than many at World's Faiths that frown on this or ban this or imprison you for doing that. If you think about it, they're not much different, really. Because they're not going through streets and attacking and murdering people galore, and they've attacked the brothels, they've attacked the wine cellars and beer cellars, they're punishing people who've done fornication or incest and things like that, or had affairs outside marriage. Really, I don't think they're really doing anything that many cultures around the world don't do already or frown on already. What do you think?
No, I agree with that. But there's what my point is, be consistent, because bloody hell, man, the Targaryens, they've been doing that for years, and the Faith Men have been around for years as well. So why didn't they do anything about it then? You know what I'm saying? They waited until Tyrion Lannister was left. This is the thing. I mean, Jaime Lannister told Cersei. He told her. They're waiting to find out when he's dead. The moment he's dead, all these bloody vipers are gonna come, and that's exactly what all these rats came out. She jumped on the wrong bandwagon. That's all what happened. I agree with what you were saying about the religion and stuff like that, but these people, the High Sparrow has another agenda. He has another agenda. He blatantly wants to sit on the throne. He's not saying it, yeah, but attacking the Queen Mother, taking the Queen into the prison and stuff like that. I think he in a way, he's telling everyone, the citizens, that I'm in control. I actually run the city. And that would have never happened with Tywin. Frig, no, it would never happen. He would have killed that guy straight away. I mean, take the head off him and that's it. I know what you're saying, though. I agree with that. You're right about that.
Can I add, Errol? I was thinking, watching it, and I couldn't help but thinking, what would the reaction have been if Cersei walked through those doors and Tywin Lannister was stood there? I mean, he'd have butchered every one of them people in them streets. Brutally. If
Tywin was there, that whole situation wouldn't have happened, though.
Yeah, they wouldn't have dared go up against Tywin. But another thing, what you mentioned. Go on, sorry.
The guy was there. You know, the other guy, the lad who got poisoned to death.
Oh, Joffrey.
Joffrey, yeah. They wouldn't be there then either. It's like they're only there because of the person who is in charge now. Can't remember his name now as well.
Tommen, yeah.
Tommen's a weak bastard.
Yeah, he is.
Well, if you think e-boxing news, if you think about it like Animal Kingdom, you know, the hyenas moving on dying animals because they're weak. And, you know, I think with Tywin dying and everything going on, all these, like Errol says, all these wolves waiting to move in just smell that weakness in the system in King's Landing.
Well, that's right. I mean, in the book, he's only supposed to be, what, 11, 12 or 13, something like that?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Tommen, so he would be, I mean, in reality, he's too young, isn't he, to rule? He's too young to rule, if he's got a nice heart.
Yeah, he's too naive, isn't he?
Yeah, they should have him in the background learning shit, and have someone else like in charge.
That's what Tywin was doing.
That's what they should be basically doing. But you know, Tywin's dead. They should have used someone else, but no.
Yeah,
or give one of the councils the power until he becomes this, you know, so old and.
Yeah. You know the thing about Cersei. The reason why it happened to Cersei, she's such a dummy. Yeah. See, Meryn Trent, the one who got jumped up by Arya Stark. Yeah. See, the thing is, he's her guard. He actually looks after her. When she sent him away with the bloody Tyrell thing, that's what done her in, because she sent away the people to protect her because she thought she was so safe. She was up her own ass. She actually believed that no one could actually trouble her. Her brother told her, and then sent away Jaime. I mean, are you crazy? Like, you basically sent away all your military people. Like, you're lucky her uncle came back. Her uncle came back to secure the city. You're lucky. And then when the uncle came back, he said, yeah, she deserves what she gets. the uncle does. Because look, the uncle, his son, is a part of the faith militant. I mean, what's he supposed to do? If let's think about this, yeah. If his son wasn't part of the faith militant, I think he might have done something, you know. I think he might have fucking killed him. It's only because his son's a part of the faith militant, isn't it? What do you think?
I think it's inevitable that he's going to die anyway.
Who's that?
Lancel?
Yeah, Lancel. But actually, that's another scenario. Actually, when she thinks about killing off the thing, he's going to say, "No, a minute, my son's a part of him. You can't do that." You know what I'm saying? So there might be some trouble there, you know, before she goes in and just kills him, boy. So.
Well, one thing I'd like to add, Errol, if I may, you know what you mentioned about the Ice Sparrow, that he's got an agenda. There's stories that come out that people have read in books about a gentleman, I can't remember his name offhand, but he's from the Riverlands, a rather poor area, that was once quite brutally treated by the Lannisters. And there's actually a suggestion that the High Sparrow ended up in King's Landing, and he's one of those people from Riverlands who had a lot of the power and wealth stripped away from him by Lannisters, and that he may be harbouring a grudge.
Oh, yeah, but that's good, because he's got two of the Lannisters back already, innit? Because you know the thing is, how comes he didn't treat the girl from the Tyrell? He didn't treat her like that.
Well, he's not yet. She hasn't confessed yet.
What's she really done? Oh, she lied? I mean,
so she could be facing a death penalty for lying to protect her brother.
That's some bull. Yeah, this is what I'm saying about the thing. They've gone too strong. So now we're throwing people in jail because they lie? That's some bullshit right there, man.
If you think about it, guys, as well, Jaime's on his way back, and the Faith Militant could easily grab him as well.
Yeah, because when he walked through the damn door, yeah. The second he walks through the door,
they could just grab him, yeah.
What are they? They're bloody barefoot, bloody guys with clubs. I mean, they don't know how to begin fight unarmed with things. What are they, monks? Like, you're talking about seasoned, battle-hardened dudes, man.
Yeah, you're right. Usually I'd agree with you, Errol, but the element of surprise turns everything.
Yeah, and also, history shows that any army, no matter how powerful, when the common people rise up in numbers, they're ultimately doomed. The army's doomed because there's so many people who will be in so many places at once that the army can't fight fragmented. And history's shown many times that no occupation army can hold a population once that population rises up. And in King's Landing there were tens of thousands of people lining streets. They'll get overpowered, overwhelmed.
What they've got to do is they've got to find a way to strip the what I can't remember his name, the High Sparrow of power and influence. That's what they've got to do. That's the only way. They've got to make him look like he's no better. Well, not no better. That he's also a false prophet. That's what they've got to do.
Yeah, to remove his credibility. Yeah,
remove the credibility, because if you like, you could. I would explain it. You can't go in there and kill and really, even though I want them to, you can't go in there and just kill a guy, because then, the whole population might just jump up and to his defense and start.
It'll make him a martyr. Yeah,
and he'll become more powerful than ever, being a martyr. Yeah. Good point. But if you make sure he loses all his credibility, people are like, oh, well, you're just a bullshitter, or and all of a sudden they're like, well, we don't give a shit about you anymore. It won't matter if they kill him or not. You can just kill him and leave him there in the street.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
So let's go back to the situation with Daenerys and the dragons. All right, let's say she flies over with the dragons, and they see him in King's Landing. I mean, where the dragons going to live? They're just going to fry people every now and again, because the dragons, to be honest with you, they're out of control. You see already, he's just frying animals just on the prairie, and we saw already one of the dragons cooked one young, I think it was a young girl. So they're out. Cause the dragon, I'll tell you what, because she's not like the other dragon guys. She's not like them. She's, they don't care what the dragons do. All the bad people don't give a fuck, yeah. But she's a bit more sensitive. So even if they fly over to King's Landing, it could be a bit messy, because the dragons, they're out of control. She can't control them. She can barely control that one. You don't listen to her either. And you let the other two out, bloody hell, man, they're going to cause some holy trouble. They'll burn things and stuff like that, but, boy, I don't know, man. They're a bit clumsy, them dragons. I don't know what you're supposed to do with them. The Targaryens...
King's Landing, though, Errol, famously, if I remember correctly in books, King's Landing has something called the Dragon Pit, where dragons are actually put. Until, obviously Balerion, the Black Dread, he was so big, his wingspan could shadow a town. He was too big, but apparently smaller dragons can be put in the Dragon Pit, what were built in King's Landing.
Well, this is the thing, where to put them. And another thing as well, her rule of the Targaryens coming back to King's Landing, I don't know how it changes, because to me right now, King's Landing doesn't seem like it's... I know it's the king, but it don't seem like they got much power. Because you're supposed to be the rulers of the Seven Kingdoms, apparently. What's his name again? Tullen. You can't even rule your own city. You can't even rule your own city. You got civil war. I mean, we're talking about a faith militant thing, who basically challenged the rule. And then if you're part of the other kingdom, the Seven Kingdoms, you're like, what's going on over there? They can't even rule them. That's why I think Theon should just go back. I hope Theon goes back to the Iron Man, and at least he just sits there and just bloody licks his wounds and stuff like that. That's what I would do anyway. You know what I'm saying? But them people in the Iron thing, they're starving for power as well. So I don't know what's gonna happen with them. Hopefully we're gonna see them as well. Actually, see what's gonna happen with them next season as well. Because I actually enjoy them. And over there, what's the other guy? The one who killed the one in the Red Wedding. We ain't seen him, the bloody hell. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about what's his name again? The one who owns the bridge.
Oh shit! Yeah, I know which one you mean. Yeah.
Oh bloody, he's a right little bloody.
Oh, Walder Frey.
Yeah, Walder Frey, and he bloody he's a mouth. Wait, that Walder Frey, yeah, he's a right character. That one, isn't he?
He's probably just looking for another wife, isn't he?
Yeah.
Looking for his 28th wife.
Oh shit! All he does is sit in there and just eat shit and bang in there. And get
he's so old he probably couldn't get it up as well.
He's rude though, isn't it? Because I look at them tits, I make me take the dress off, the tits are still on. He was rude. You know what? I took him for a right dummy, you know that? Up until that point, I thought he was a right idiot. I thought just taking him for a dickhead. But when he bloody had them freaking execute, oh fuck, I started to get scared. Because I just underestimated him. I thought he was a dummy, like, but he was a violent dude, that Walder Frey, innit? I mean,
You see in the books, Errol, Walder Frey, there's a group of northern men, I believe, if I remember, they're called the Umbars. And in response to Red Wedding, because if you remember, there was a scene where Walder Frey dipped bread in salt and they ate it together. And what Walder Frey were doing there is the old tradition of putting his protection on his guests, and he violated that, and it's like a really sacred thing, a sacred oath when you put someone under your protection in your keep. And in the books, the Umbars, one of Northern Bannermen who followed Robb, they've actually infiltrated Walder Frey's castle, and they've started taking some of these people out, you know, push out at high window, you know, things like this, and they're getting ready to overthrow him. But this is one of the changes in TV show that I think would have been great to have in, you know, to start building the basis of the North's revenge.
Yeah. Wasn't it something also like if you do that and you kill someone while they're under your protection or something, you become some kind of like, not demented, but like you start to change, like, you know, as in your I believe, but your physical will start to change into something else.
I believe it's a curse that you're inflicted with if you break that vow.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe they could have done that and turned him into some kind of like grotesque figure. Maybe that would have been a good thing for the show, I thought. But apparently the producers thought otherwise.
Yeah, Walder Frey, man. Walder Frey was bloody. That wedding thing was too that was violent. Hey, going back to Jon Snow. This is why Jon Snow, you don't know nothing, Jon Snow, innit? Jon Snow, you know nothing. Listen to this, right? So Stannis asks Jon Snow, I will give you your name. I will give you a name at that point. I will reinstate you as long as you follow me to help me out in the thing. Do you think he should have went?
Yeah.
At that point, look, you think he should have went now? I think
it would have been better for him if he would have went. I mean, you'd have had more chance fighting against the Boltons than he would have getting jumped and like stabbed 20 times by 20 guys.
Yeah, but that woman, that Melisandre, would have been kept trying to make moves with him, and then
I'm still really shocked by how that happened.
I know, I'm pissed off.
What about Jon Snow dying?
Yeah,
yeah.
Pissed off, man.
Going back into it, like I think some moves he kind of, but I don't think he could have put up with Stannis and that witch. I mean, how Jon Snow would have dealt with bloody him burning his daughter? He said, "Fuck that shit."
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened. Yeah, he wouldn't have allowed that to happen. I don't think.
Stannis is fucking crazy. I think Stannis is mad, actually. You know, I know he's a good military, but I think Stannis is just bloody nuts. He's powerful nuts. I mean, burning his daughter now. You know, he actually now what's happened to him. He looks even worse, man.
Well, yeah, that's why when Brienne was like driving the last words, he was like, just get it over with, because he's like, I've just done so much shit. I just want to die now.
Yeah.
Burning your daughter, in my opinion, burning your daughter, and it's just look, bro, like, how can you burn your daughter and the things he went through to try and save her, and now you just put her on the barbecue? You know, it's just ridiculous. And hear her screaming. And the thing is, yeah, he's the wife, the mother. She was all getting on her heart. She was getting like a bitch. She was treating her like a bitch the whole time she was a wife. The only time she actually showed any care is when she's barbecuing. Like, you know,
it was like a total reverse of like how they were portrayed and throughout the whole thing. She didn't give a shit about the daughter. He was always the one who did and was like uber protective. And then it done a significant switch just beforehand. Yeah. And you'd think, wouldn't you, afterwards that it would have been Stannis who wouldn't be able to live with himself and killed himself, but you know, apparently not. And it was the woman who went and did it herself, and then, which I'm happy about.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when she showed, when you think about her killing herself, I think her killing. I realize it's madness, isn't it? She went mad. The husband had slept with her for years. When he sleeps with her, she can't really fertile no babies. The husband didn't really give a shit about her. I think she just had enough. People thought the soldiers killed her. I was like, nah, she blatantly. But they might have helped her. I don't know how she got the rope over, but they must have helped her. Someone must have helped her throw that rope over, because it was tied pretty tight, actually.
I don't know, yeah, but maybe, I don't know. If she wanted to get it done, she got it done. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was sad, but you know, Stannis is, to me, like, I know we're getting him a bit about boy just because there's nothing else next week, but listen, we can think of something. But Stannis to me is a bit hardcore. I mean, cutting off Davos's fingers after the man helped you. I mean, that's a bit hardcore, isn't it?
Yeah, the Onion Knight, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see, fight fans. People on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed.
Well, we are fight fans as well, Errol.
It's true. I hope you enjoyed our small council debate on the finale, season 5, episode 10. We're gonna discuss Baby after what we're gonna do for next week. But so Jon Snow is dead and he ain't coming back, man. That's what we do know. Hit the road, Decker. Don't you come back no more. This guy, you know what?
The thing is about him, his career's only going to go up from here, isn't it?
Yeah, he's massively popular now, isn't he?
I see Tywin. I actually see Tywin in another film, but it's not the same though, is it? I see him in a different film. I was like, I don't know, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna play us out with some of the theme music, and then with us guys gonna sit back and decide what we're gonna do next week. All right. So hope you enjoyed our podcast, our talk about finale, and maybe we'll catch you next week. All right. Peace.